Good evening, my friends. It's great to see you guys. Ooh, man. Okay, listen. We've got a couple of new things that dropped today, but I'm not really sure how important they are to go over, but we're gonna go over them anyway. Because really, I'm just live because I felt like hanging out with you guys. But we're gonna go over them. And I'm going to go over one of my streams because the transcript for a Turtleboy hearing is mentioned in both of these things that dropped today. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go over that just to explore that a little bit. And we're just gonna hang out. I'm totally winging it today, man, as I always do, but today more than ever because I really don't even know what the fuck we're gonna be talking about mostly. So and I'm actually really looking forward. I have an announcement to make. I have Saturday scheduled before Turtleboy's usual time. I have a stream set up at 6 p.m. on Saturday, get you guys nice and warmed up for Aiden's stream at 9. And I will have Nan Gallagher, the notorious Nan Gallagher, on with me. I'm really excited about this. I texted with her a little today, and she seems to be very excited about it as well. So I'm really, really stoked about it. Because I've been trying to get her on here for a while, and I gotta be honest, man, like I can't stand the process of getting people on this show, dude. Don't get me wrong. I love having guests on this show. I'm a big fan of it. I love interacting with people. I love having a cool dynamic. But the reason why I hardly ever have anybody on this show is because I am just fucking lazy. And the process of like getting someone on here is just it can be tedious. A lot of phone tag and or emails or DMs or whatever that take place and trying to decide on a time, and especially when it's somebody whose time is actually very valuable, such as Nan's. So we've been trying to we've been trying to set something up for a while now. But finally we settled on a time. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, if you're wondering why I hardly ever get people on this show, it's just because I'm fucking lazy, and just the whole talking to people is it's a pain in the ass to me, dude. I am the most socially awkward person you'll ever meet in your life. If you've ever met me in person, like when I've gone to Boston, the 4 times that I've been, you probably already know this. I'm definitely not the guy that you see here. I'm much more comfortable here than I am like in person with people, and I'm just like super socially awkward. I feel like I'm gonna say something stupid, and then when I open my mouth, usually something stupid comes out, and it's just so this kind of that aspect of myself kind of kind of bleeds into my my contacting people behind the scenes too. So yeah, it's a little difficult sometimes. But we worked it out. We got it. It's gonna happen. Saturday, 6 p.m. Nan Gallagher. I'm stoked.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat. Super cat. Super cat. Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
How dare you?
Did I bite him? Yeah, I bit him. I love the handle. Thank you. Loving the Frank Miller vibes, friend. Um, I like the reference, but there's no Frank Miller here. Even though this is a Batman t-shirt. This is like the Batman logo from like the 60s TV series. Hey, Clubber, no, we're not doing that today, where we're making all kinds of noise, grabbing bags and shit like that. That's not happening. So I'm glad you liked it, dude. I posted this. People think that that's me. Like I posted this thing in community, and I posted it on my Facebook page, and like people didn't get it. People like that's why I said if you know, you know. Like he was talking about it's just a click and drag. It's a click and drag. So I was like, oh, click in drag. I'm hilarious. And that's why I made that. And some people just it went right over their heads and they're like, oh, you look good in drag. And I'm like, that's not me, bro. That's hashtag. That's Spanky. Stop it. So yeah. I'm glad you like it, Kevin. I'm glad it didn't go over your head, my man. And make sure to check out Kevin's podcast, dude. It's a hard rock life. I was on there months ago, and we had a great conversation. It was me and him and Chris Loring, the gentleman who wrote and recorded and performed and made the video of the Free Karen Reed song that we all love so much that I play at the beginning and at the end of the show. So yeah, make sure to and it was a great conversation. Make sure to check out Kevin's podcast. It's a Hard Rock Life. Yeah, so let's just dive into this real quick. Let me see what we got here. So a couple of things dropped today. Let's check it out. All right, so the Commonwealth's notice of discovery 59. Now comes the Commonwealth in the above caption manner and indicates that of this date, the following discovery and materials have been provided to the defendant through defense counsel. So this is just a short list of things that have been provided to the defendant to Karen Reed's defense, but okay. Copy of production Rule 14 materials from Norfolk District Attorney's Office, which was previously provided by email on the 6th of February of last year. Bates stamp NDAO, blah, 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 blah. Copy of law enforcement sustained findings, 7 pages. And copy of transcript of Commonwealth versus Aiden Carney, December 17th, 2024. So I'm guessing that's like maybe the last hearing that Turtleboy had or the one before that, but I think I have it pulled up. I'm pretty sure it's the right one. And we're going to go over that because I want to see why this is such a big deal. Copy of raw data images, scans from aperture. I don't know that word. Provided and handed to 1825, Bates stamp, blah, 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 blah. Respectfully submitted for the Commonwealth by Hank Brennan. My name is hashtag Spanky click and drag. So yeah, so there's that. And then there is, let me see here, this other thing that just dropped. Oh, thank you, Cherry. Cherry just sent me some more stuff, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. There's okay, Commonwealth's motion to impose sanctions. Did that drop today? But here's the notice for notice to appear for a continued hearing. So this is what Judge Bev filed today. What, dude? What, baby boy? Yeah, I have that here, Joe Flip Ahead. And Joe Flip Ahead, get in touch with me, dude. Quick too, because I have a proposition for you. I need your help with something, and there might even be a few bucks in it for you, buddy. Let's see here. So we've got Commonwealth versus Karen Reed, notice to appear for continued hearing on February 25th, 2025 at 11 a.m. The court will reconvene the hearing that began on February 18th, 2025, the one that she abruptly ended while having a fucking conniption. Oh, there's Lothario. She's in the chat. Welcome. It's good to see you. And counsel should be prepared to address issues related to defendant's recent production pursuant to Rule 14, especially as the materials produced relate to prior representations made to the court on the record by defense counsel concerning the ARCA witnesses. In addition, because the Commonwealth referenced a transcript of a hearing on June 10th, 2024, at the hearing on February 18th, 2025, the Commonwealth is to provide a copy of that transcript to the defense and the court by close of business on February 21st, 2025. So I'm guessing that that's the same transcript. June 10th. No, that's a different one, because the other one we're talking about was in January. The Turtleboy one that's referred to is in January. So I don't know what this one is. But let's see here. And hold on. Let me see here. And then there's more stuff. Jesus Christ, there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Cherry just sent me a whole mess of stuff. And then there's the affidavit for Mark Diller on behalf of the O'Keefe family. This is Commonwealth response to motion to compel CCTV footage from January 29th, 2022. Commonwealth's response to motion to compel discovery. Oh, that's all from the other day. Okay, no, this is all stuff that I think we've already gone over. So let's see here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check out my stream from this hearing, the Turtleboy hearing, and I want to get right to it here. This is a lot of Tom stuff here, which is great, but it's not what I want to go over. All right, here we go. Let's see. Dude, like, it's so weird. Like, it's all right. Shut up, dummy. Hold on. Let's get to this. Saying that they found some text messages between blah, blah, blah. I said, shut up, stupid. Like, just from the mind. Here we go. I wouldn't mess with you either, man. My nuts is love it.
Can you see the picture? Okay, perfect. Yes, Mike. Are we all set, counsel?
You're a handsome devil. What's your name? Okay, that's enough.
Okay, just one moment, please.
The motion that you mentioned in your inquiry is one.
This fucking
that we
guy.
heard at sidebar last time, but I'm
Okay.
going to want to hear it sidebar again. I just mentioned that because I don't know about this.
Dude, I can't tell who's closer to the fucking grave, Cosgrove or Mello.
Attorney better when he's going to hear it, able to hear it, whether he's going to be able to respond with how he's going to the courtroom.
He is not going to be able, if it's
For
a
real.
sidebar, he's not going to be able to hear.
Okay.
That's a limitation of our webinar.
I got to get Bettero
Please
back
make a
on here,
referral
man.
Request if you want it sealed, if you want the transcript
That's not going to happen.
sealed.
At least not anytime soon.
Approach the sidebar.
Check me if I don't make that request. I know it's hard through the bench.
Can you hear me, Mr. Cosgrove?
You're a little muffled, but I heard you.
Okay. I assume for the sidebar, he's talking about the issue that we addressed at sidebar the last time.
Not the email I sent.
It sounds like it, yes.
Okay. Well, Mr. Brado can hear that. That's fine.
Kevin, is that heater going? Yeah. Could we turn that off?
Dude,
Just 'cause
like-
it's like white noise.
It's so cool to
I'm happy
fucking.
to, I can turn it off if you want.
It's so cool to hear
Thank
Bettero with
you.
his riot gear on,
Thank
dude.
you.
Like, ready
Is
to
it-
go.
Is it ready? Is it cool,
Badass,
man? What's up, Mazza?
There he is. Yeah, Mark sounds really good. It's
Anything
crack.
else filing
It's crackling
today?
because it's.
I do have
it's
a notice.
Zoom. Like, Turtleboy's hearings are almost never like broadcast by the news, so I always have to log on to Zoom to stream them live when they happen. So that's why the sound quality sucks. So relax, folks.
Notice of appeal, which I'll.
Bradle.
In 1 second.
So maybe we'll just have audio. I don't know.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Let's see. Streamed 2 months ago. So I think this is the one. I think this is the one.
Thank you.
Joe, flip ahead. Joe, flip ahead. Joe Flip Ahead's been going head to head with Canceled Karen lately, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Cherry, you're behind. I already did that. Thank you for all of those links. I appreciate it.
Shit. Jason Smith. Megan Easton gifted a membership. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Megan Easton.
Dude, all right. This fucking asshole and his sound effects, so annoying.
Court number 3 and 4 on case of Commonwealth versus Adrian Carney, 23 CR 313, 24 CR 43. Mr. Carney is present and represented by Attorney Ethan Bradle, who's present in court, and Attorney Mark Bettero, who is present via Zoom. The Commonwealth is represented by Special Assistant District Attorney Robert Cosgrove. Matter is on for various motion hearings. If the parties to please identify themselves for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Cosgrove for the Commonwealth.
Okay. Hello, Your Honor. On behalf of David Carney, person for the record. Okay. Mr. Carney's here. Good afternoon. And Mr. Bettero, you're on Zoom, are you?
I am, yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
There he is.
All right.
That's the
Before
man
we
right
call
there.
this case, this is going to take a little bit of time. Are there any other cases that need to be heard today? Nothing else. Okay. All right. Is there a natural order to things here?
My thought, thank you
He
very
does,
much,
dude,
counsel.
like-
My thought, Judge, was that I filed a notice of interlocutory appeal on Your Honor's ruling on the suppression, and I filed in connection with that a motion to stay the taint team procedure until
Taint team.
the single justice
Taint.
can either accept the petition, deny the petition, refer it to the appeals court or the full bench, which I think would probably take, into about mid-January, Your Honor. And for the reasons that I cite therein, and I
Let me read it.
Sure.
Handed it to me just a minute ago.
And on that point, Judge, I don't expect.
Let me
my
just
brother
read it.
to-
Let me just read it because I'm going to.
Yeah.
Primo boy, this isn't Judge Walsh, is it? No, it's not Judge Walsh. This is, you fucking idiot. Dude, get your shit together, dummy. Fuck. I apologize for this dickhead over here, guys. Maybe Judge Krupp. I don't know. It does sound like Krupp. I don't know how the fuck you people watch me. Like, I'm annoyed as fuck with myself right now.
Okay. Have you had a chance to take a look at this, Mr. Cosgrove?
I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there an opposition to it?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Bradel, I hear you on it.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. So, Judge, it's really just a balance of harms issue in your discretion that, the government is poised to further search through Mr. Carney's remaining devices wherever they haven't searched yet. And, there's very important things in there. There's about, Mr. Carney has about 5 or 6 other matters in which he has attorney-client privilege communications in his devices. He has journalist source material. That's really the reason.
But I see,
Okay. I'm wondering if this is what they're so fucking concerned with, right? I'm wondering if that's the case. Like, do they think that there's communication with Karen Reed on this? Are they trying to prove that that's what this is when they're saying that there is source material on Turtleboy's phone? Because they're trying to get his phone back. And I think he finally got it, or at least like a drive. I think what they gave him was a thumb drive with everything on his phone or something like that. I don't know. But I think this is what they're reaching, because they never said anything about Karen Reed being a source in this hearing that I recall. So let's keep listening.
The next step is to get a taint team protocol. That's what we're going to do today.
Sure.
Either you have an agreement or you don't have it, and I'm going to enter an order.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't seen
Talk
any.
about that.
I haven't seen any opposition from you to the taint team protocol proposed by the Commonwealth.
Correct.
So I assume there's no opposition, and I should enter it. With respect to this motion to stay, all you're doing is seeking to stay the taint team,
Correct.
right? I see no reason to do that because the DA is insulated from receiving any of that. You want to go up, you think you have a meritorious appeal, you'll take your crack at it. And if it gets stayed by the appeals court or a single justice,
Okay.
it gets stayed. But
What's Nan saying here? Nan's saying there was a prior hearing that Turtleboy referenced during his Tuesday show that referred to a joint defense agreement between Turtleboy attorneys and Karen Reed attorneys. Okay. So it's before this one? You think? Maybe. I'll keep playing this in the meantime, and then I'll while this is playing, I'll go look.
you're no more harmed by starting on the taint team process than not.
I do have a response to that aspect of it, Your Honor, is that, there's some very sensitive journalist source material in these devices We're not sure. We don't know. We don't have an inventory of what they've searched, what they haven't.
His sources.
You know, my client receives source material from many people, and
The question is, how are you harmed by starting on the taint team protocol, which
His
is
sources will get
to have
out.
the devices searched for privileged material, and you'll give a list of keywords that have to be searched, and there'll be essentially two people that'll have access to the devices and the data before
I
you
don't
do.
buy that shit.
no one, including a taint team reviewer, should have access to a journalist's confidential sources, Your Honor. That's our position.
Yeah.
You know, these people are civilians, police officers who volunteer information, whistleblowers who give my client information
There it
about
is.
all sorts of people.
That-
And in this particular case, Judge, there's a very important issue at stake, which is that the very
But that's what the taint team is for. That's what the taint team is for. That the taint team is going to review these documents.
What if the taint team's
devices
dirty?
for that kind of information? How there's a question as to whether the taint team is set up for anything other than the attorney-client privilege, but you're going to give a list of names and sources or other things that you want segregated from the Commonwealth. That is to say, the Commonwealth can't see, and that process.
He doesn't
ought
want the
begin, it
cops
seems
to
me.
see.
There's no harm in beginning that process.
No, there
harm to
is
your client
harm.
or sources.
Well, Judge, the harm is that people have, you know, given Mr. Carney very sensitive information, and here's the important part, about these very same investigators that are gonna look in his phone, that are
There
gonna
you
try to
go.
look in his phone.
The
Yeah.
proposal is
This-
retired Judge Macy and I forget the other person, the person named Verino. I assume that neither one of them are involved in this investigation. Is that correct? So this material is not going to fall into the hands of the very police officers that you're talking
Jesus
about.
Christ, man.
It's going to go to the taint team initially, and
Oh,
it's
I
going to be
hate this,
controlled.
Judge.
Taint team is going to be controlled by the court, and you're at some point going to have to review the work of the taint team.
The problem is there's never been a judicial review of the journalist issue. There's never been a pronouncement from an appellate court.
So if there is any journalist issue, if preventive medicine's taint team protocol covers First Amendment sources, we're going to have to tee that up. That is to say, it's going to have to go to a taint team. You're going to have to specify who the sources are, or whatever else, whatever keyword we have to figure out. That's going to come before the court, and the court's going to have to make a determination about whether that should or shouldn't apply. Okay, right now, you're proposing to have me adjudicate something in a vacuum. I have no idea if there's source material on there. I have no idea if there's anything on there. Okay, and
Yes, Betero is there.
Mr. Carney has provided in
Look at
past
that.
pleadings.
60 insane. That tells me that you're fucking crazy, 60 insane. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I have another one pulled up, like the one before this one I have pulled up. There was actually 2 hearings before this one. So we'll check that out in a second after this one.
Pleadings, Your Honor, an affidavit to that effect, and I can get that to you. It's probably buried, 20 documents back, but I'll get that to you. But there is an affidavit in the court's record about what's on these phones. And just, while I'm on that point, Judge, we have asked for the phones back a number of times, and I can show you that too, but I don't think it's determinative in your court's ruling, about the suppression. But the idea here, Judge, is that, well, first of all, I appreciate you narrowing the issue to just who gets to see these source materials. Should a taint team person see such sensitive things? Let's say a police officer
There you
that
go.
works with these investigators
Love
that
Bradle.
are chomping at the bit to get into my client's phones. Let's say that investigator works with these people and is a whistleblower about certain misconduct that may or may not have been reported on yet, or it may have been reported by Mr. Carney already in a confidential way. It may be a future story. Whether that should be looked at by anyone else hasn't been litigated, Your Honor. And that's the part of this that's so important, that needs a full
It's
hearing.
a First Amendment
review
issue.
by an appellate court, that that these source materials are dangerous and sacrosanct. And Massachusetts, as I know you know, is kind of behind the 8 ball on protecting journalist material. There's no statute. There's meager case law that I gave you last time. You know, it's nonetheless, the First Amendment protects journalists. The Pentagon Papers case, Your Honor, protects journalists. There's sort of a piecemeal quilt of protection. And I think it's about time, and this may be the case, where the SJC, the single justice, or the full bench can say, journalist materials need to be protected, Your Honor.
There you go.
We know that attorney-client things are not quite as sensitive in terms of somebody putting their career on the line, putting their life on the line to give information to a journalist.
We don't know that for a second.
Well, it could go either way. That's really more to the point, isn't it? That
Right.
we have to figure it out. And, you know, people risk their jobs, people risk everything to blow the whistle.
Okay, this is the right one. I just looked. I looked in my YouTube studio. I have the exact date. This is December 17th. So this is the correct one right here. So we are listening to the right hearing. This is the one that they want, that the Commonwealth wants a transcript of.
The whistle on corruption.
There
and
you
that's
go.
what Mr. Carney receives time and again. And his track record, you know, you may not like it from one perspective, but from another perspective, I know you're a fan of the First Amendment, and Mr. Carney has an unmatched track record.
What's the problem?
Scoops, of revelations, of uncovering corruption. That's why he's sitting here, Your Honor. So
Right.
these are incredibly important
Exactly
issues
why
that-
he's sitting there.
to ask for 30 days to have a single justice evaluate the same arguments I'm making to Your Honor is really not a ton to ask. You know, it's just some time to.
Yeah. So far, what I'm getting out of this is that I guess they think that there's an implication that Karen Reed was a protected source of information in his phone. So what the fuck are they trying to, what is Spanky trying to pull here, dude? This makes absolutely no sense. Like, so far, I'm not hearing anything damning, and I'm not hearing anything that indicates that there's some sort of inappropriate communication or unethical communication between Karen Reed's defense and Turtleboy's defense. I don't get it here. This is stupid. Kim Martin is a member for 3 months. Thank you so much, Kim Martin. And oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Angie's Wave, thank you so much. They can hire outside forensics tech to search for certain items. This is a fishing expedition and a violation of privacy and journalism. Right. Again, this is a fishing expedition 100%. Like, it's so obvious what's fucking happening here. I agree with you 100%, Angie's Wave. Thank you so much. This is so obvious because I'm trying to tell you people what they are trying to do is find out who Turtleboy's sources are. They don't fucking care that Karen Reed and Turtleboy, whether or not they're in communication with each other or not, they don't give a fuck about that. What they want to find out is who, and I think Brennan is looking for this I think that Michael Morrissey is looking for Turtleboy's police sources, trying to find out if there's any police sources, and he's using Hank Brennan to do it. And he's doing it through Karen Reed's case. That's totally what I think is going on here. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck, dude?
To allow me to get the briefs to the single justice let my brother respond, and let's see if we can actually generate some important case law, some appellate precedent that can give us some guidance on what to do in this situation
There you
and to
go.
give some protection to journalists.
All right, let me hear
There
from
you
Mr.
go.
Cosgrove.
There you go.
I
Well done, Bradle. Fuck yeah. That dude had his mind made up.
Just two brief comments. One is it may be that an affidavit setting forth all of this has been filed somewhere and I've missed it, but my memory fails me as to seeing this so far as I recall. These have just been represented.
The answer to that is a very cliche answer, Caitlin. Why would AJ need an attorney? He can defend himself probably better than anyone else could. Because the answer to this is a cliche. And a client who represents themselves, or sorry, a defendant who represents themselves has a fool for a client. That's it. That's it. So it makes perfect sense for AJ to have an attorney. I mean, any attorney would do that. So that would be the answer to that question. Almost any lawyer, you'll never see a lawyer represent themselves almost. It's always better to get counsel of your own. Even if you are capable of defending yourself, it's always better to get counsel. I'm a little lost too, Boston. I'm a little lost too. Do I think that he should bring one on Tuesday? I don't know who's saying what. Honestly, I don't know who's saying what. I'm not on Twitter anymore. Sometimes I check Twitter, but I don't know who's saying what, honestly. So I don't think AJ needs an attorney. I don't know if he's being accused of anything. I want Grant Smith Ellis to represent me.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
There goes Nan's lawyer right there. I've got a theory. Abacus Flinch. Abacus Flinch. You win handle of the day, by the way. I've got a theory on Bev shaking fit yesterday. Could it be that she feared the feds were investigating her since Spanky said he had evidence from the feds that she didn't have, which watch when she asks Spanky for his papers. I don't know. We'll explore that a little bit, I'm sure. Let's get through this real quick just to be thorough. Just for the sake of being thorough here. But thank you, Abacus Flinch. And again, congratulations on winning handle of the day. Letteros by Bettero is saying Christina Rex posted on X that she spoke with Massachusetts attorney who told her AJ should be prepared to bring an attorney with him for the next hearing. That's okay. I'm sorry. I don't really have anything against Christina Rex. Turtleboy seems to. But so far I don't really have anything against Christina Rex. But we're gonna actually watch something that I wanted to go over after the last hearing, but I forgot to actually. But we're gonna go over it. But I think I agree with you, Nan. Total BS. I absolutely agree with you. I don't think that AJ is being accused of anything, and he definitely didn't commit any crimes. The only criminals here are the McAlberts and the representatives of the Commonwealth. That's it. Like those are the only criminals here. Turtleboy's not a criminal. Karen Reed's not a criminal. It's just that simple. And most definitely Karen Reed's attorneys are not criminals.
Presentations of counsel who I assume have not been through Mr. Kearney's materials. The other thing I would say is this is not a promise of interlocutory appeal by the usual.
God, Cosgrove, you suck. Shut up. Kelly Reed said last night in Nurse Kim's chat that AJ isn't going anywhere. Yeah, I saw that. I was in Nurse Kim's chat for that. I believe. But yeah, AJ's not going anywhere. They can't do shit to AJ. They're scared. And I'm convinced right now that if they're trying to get rid of AJ, I think that what they've been trying to do is bleed Karen Reed of funds. They've been trying to drain her. And now that it's publicly known that Karen Reed's counsel is not taking any payment, they're not taking any money right now. And everything that's going to the link, everything that's donated in the link that I have pinned to the top of the chat is going towards expenses of her defense, but not actual counsel. So it's going towards experts. It's going towards because I mean, these things cost money. Just because they're not charging for their time and labor at the moment, they absolutely there's still things that cost money, such as experts and expenses for those experts, just to name one thing. And for Karen Reed to be able to live, because this is draining her. This is absolutely draining her. And so I believe that the method was to do that. And now that they know that they're not taking any money from her at the moment, the next move is to try to get AJ out. And that's just, there's no fucking there's no way that in the United States of America that's going to fly. There's just no way.
By the usual standards, one of the most significant factors is whether any harm can be remedied in the ordinary course of appeal. And of course, we know that if there's a failure to suppress something that should be suppressed, that's classically something that can be remedied in the ordinary course of appeal. So I don't think, candidly, that Mr. Bradle's chances of an interlocutory appeal are particularly good.
All right. Actually, I'm just going to let that play while I...
And for the reasons Your Honor has articulated,
the super chat.
I don't see that
here we go.
Anything by going forward on the paint protocol, because we're talking about, frankly, a several-month process before anything is even turned over to the Commonwealth. I would suggest that Your Honor deny the motion.
How dare you?
I'm happy to hold off for...
Piney Woods on crime. Thank you so much. Just wanted to say I waited all day for this. Love you and your chat. We love you here too, Piney Woods. You're fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
If Mr. Bradle wants to appeal Your Honor's denial of his motion to a stay to the single judge.
Great point, Jeff White. Great point, Jeff White. Jeff White is saying, my dad always told me if you're guilty, you need a lawyer. If you're innocent, you really need a lawyer. Abso-fucking-lutely. Always, always, always. If you have the means to lawyer up, lawyer the fuck up. Absolutely. I'm not saying shit to a cop without a lawyer. Guaranteed. I've followed too many of these cases, and especially after following this case, you better fucking believe there is no fucking way that I'm ever talking to a cop without a lawyer. Guaranteed. Like, shut the fuck up and get a lawyer. That is my advice to everyone here. If you ever if you even get a whiff of trouble with the law, get a fucking lawyer if you can. Absolutely, 100%.
But I think the proper action is to deny the motion.
I'm such a child. Oh my God.
For the reasons
I don't know how you
stated
people put up
previously,
with
I
my shit,
agree,
dude.
and I'm going to deny the motion for further, to stay further search pending interlocutory appeal.
I mean, I knew he was going to deny it, but Bradle put up a hell of an argument, man. That was amazing on Bradle's part.
So just so I have it right, your position, you're holding, your fact-finding judges that those source materials and attorney-client privilege materials will be.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat.
How dare you?
Thank you so much. Fat guy in forest. So you're saying never catch the live, so here's a 5 because I suck. No, man, you don't suck. I appreciate you. That's awesome. And just so you guys know, I'm glad that you brought that up, fat guy in forest. And I think you just took handle of the day, by the way. I think you just stole handle of the day there. We're going to go ahead. So a lot of people don't realize this because it's kind of hard to see, but check this out. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. If you're catching a replay, you can still send super chats. And why the option is not showing up here, I don't know. But probably because it's me. So it doesn't give me the option. But right here, usually a little bit further to the right, there is an option to send super thanks. So you could still send super chats through super thanks if you're catching the replay. A lot of people don't know that because it doesn't jump right at you. But I guess the option doesn't show up because it's my channel. So maybe it just doesn't give me the option to donate to myself. But yeah.
Be protected through the Taint Team protocol.
We're about to get to the Taint Team protocol.
Okay.
We're about to get to it.
All right.
I endorsed the Commonwealth's revised proposal for examination of digital materials, docket number 53 in docket 23313, back at the beginning of this month, that the court will take up this motion at the hearing today, 12/17. The parties will discuss the proposed protocol in an effort to resolve any differences before the hearing. Any opposition to this revised protocol shall be filed by December 13th.
Okay. Okay. Hold on a second. Like, yeah, I think you just stole handle of the day yourself, distractors. Hyperbole and flammability. And YouTube frowns upon self-rage super chats.
Did you file an opposition?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So I should adopt this proposed protocol?
No offense, but you are.
Your Honor, we have,
Did you discuss it with Mr. Cosgrove
we did, excuse me, Your Honor, sorry, we did.
after the last hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
So we talked about, or I raised 3 issues, Judge, that are not covered by the government's proposal. The first was that whether other privileges would be honored by the Taint Team through keyword searches, and I think they will do that if we're giving keywords to them that involve journalist privileges and so on and so forth. Obviously, it's impossible to give keywords about source materials without ringing the bell. So, you know,
The keywords are disclosed to the court, right? And the court's going to provide them to the taint team under this protocol.
right. So you can see how problematic it is that there be generated a list of keywords that are potentially related to source material. So, you know, that's one of the issues that we object to. The second issue that we want to deal with is that the government is specifically excluding from potential search terms any communications relative to the attorneys in the Karen Reed case. And
Olivia Nile, what's up? Hola, muchachos, which translates to ¿Cómo están, bitches? What's up, Olivia Nile? My man Scott McGinnis is in the chat too. What's up, Scott McGinnis? Homie.
we would object to that, Judge.
Because there's an attorney-client privilege between the attorneys and Mr. Kearney?
Well, there's a joint defense issue, Your Honor, that they're both.
So it would predate any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney.
So
communications with them predating any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney.
I'm just thinking out loud here, but I hadn't thought of this before. This would be a question for only Nan. Isn't what Brennan is trying to imply and trying to dig and get a hold of, isn't that protected? Can't that be protected under attorney-client privilege? I'm just curious. I don't know, but I feel like yeah. Oh, okay. So this is, yeah, I know I've got the right one. I know I've got the right hearing because I went and looked at the date in my YouTube studio, the exact date. So I'm wondering if Karen Reed's defense can argue attorney-client privilege. Curious about that.
Would not be covered by a joint defense. It would only be after Mr. Kearney was charged that there would possibly be a joint defense.
Well, right? It's a little more complicated because we know that he was under investigation.
Wow, dude.
Along with Ms. Reed without any resultant charges.
Okay, this is
so
it.
we would contend that does fall without
after being any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney. So communications with them predating any jeopardy to Mr.
Joint defense issue, Your Honor, that they're both.
So it would predate any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney. So communications with them predating any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney would not be covered by a joint defense. It would only be after Mr. Kearney was charged that there would possibly be a joint defense.
Well, right? It's a little more complicated because we know that he was under investigation.
Wow, dude.
Along with Ms. Reed without any resultant charges. So we would contend that does fall under the umbrella.
Okay, so I'm having a hard time understanding this. So excuse my denseness, but I am having a hard time understanding this. So, because I'm hearing words like joint defense, and I'm pretty sure that's what I need to be paying attention to. So let me just go back here.
Related to source material.
Key to the court, right? And the court's
going to words about source material without ringing the bell. So, you know, that's
okay. Let's see what Nan is saying here. Lawferio says, what Brennan is trying to do is imply that Betterow was part of a joint agreement with Karen Reed's team to share information between Turtleboy and Karen Reed team. It isn't a matter of privilege. It is conflict. Okay. Thank you. That's very helpful. See, that's why you're the shit. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. think we got a super chat.
How dare you?
Okay, so am I muted? Sorry, was I muted? Okay, so yeah, let me read that one more time before I go over this super chat. LaFeria says what Brennan is trying to do is to imply that Betero is part of a joint arrangement with Karen Reed's team to share information between Turtleboy team and Karen Reed team. It isn't a matter of privilege, it is conflict. Okay, that's extremely helpful. And yes, you are the shit. And it is a conflict, but it just didn't happen. That's what I was going to get at. So, I'm thinking out loud and I might be confused. I do apologize, guys. Let me go over this super chat real quick before I get into my thoughts on that. Meatball Morrissey, Sketty Stain, I've been meaning to ask for a bit now. Did anyone ever figure out who farted on the hot mic? I think it was the first hearing of the new year. It's like this that it's shit like this that lives rent free in my head. Oh my goodness. It might have been me, it might not have been. Who knows? Tracy Walker gifted 5 memberships. Oh my god, thank you. And Liz, quadruple 8, gifted 5 memberships as well. Sorry, gifted 1 membership, but nevertheless, amazing. Thank you so much. So what I'm thinking here is that okay, so they want the transcript for this hearing because it proves what? Supposedly. Because if they're trying to prove that there is communication between Betero and Karen Reed's defense team and Turtleboy's defense team, and now Turtleboy is and now Karen Reed's defense team is employing is retaining Karen Reed is retaining the counsel of Betero. Where I'm confused is like, what do they think they're going to do with that? Because the argument here is Turtleboy's phone, right? And if somebody could give me, because I'd like to hear what Turtleboy has to say about this. If somebody could give me a timestamp for Turtleboy's stream on Tuesday, I would love. Right, I get that. They're trying to prove that Betero is going to be an information mule between both teams, which is improper. Okay, but no, I mean, the thing is Turtleboy's phone is in question at this hearing. And what's up, Dina? Good to see you. 1 hour mark shortly before. Thank you. Because I mean, the phone was confiscated when he was arrested, when he was first charged, which was over a year ago. Betero wasn't even doing streams on anybody's channel yet, much less employed by Turtleboy or retained by Turtleboy. So now, do I think that that Bev will allow Betero? I hope so. I think so. Everyone seems to think that this will happen. I don't know. That's something that you would have to ask someone with a law degree such as Nan. And we all want it to happen. You know, I mean, there's only one person who will remain nameless in this entire community who I would think doesn't want Betero to be allowed on Karen Reed's team. But I digress.
The keywords are disclosed to the court, right? And the court's going to provide them to the taint team under this protocol.
Right, so you can see how problematic it is that,
All right.
that there be
'Cause I'm-
generated a
all
list
right.
of.
Let's find Turtleboy's stream. The last one. Hold on a second. Let's find Turtleboy's stream here. Hold on. So the 1 hour mark, shortly before. All right, so this is what Bradel says about the relationship. And this was at a okay. Yeah, this is Turtleboy's hearing December 17th, 2024. And here we have video. So this is the same hearing.
Team.
And without my fucking stupid sound effects. Here we go. And look, it's Dina and Meredith and wow, awesome.
We object to. The second issue that we want to deal with is that the government is specifically excluding from potential search terms the any communications relative to the attorneys in the Karen Reed case, and we would object to that, Judge, because there's an attorney-client privilege between the attorneys and Mr. Kearney. Well, there's a joint defense issue, Your Honor, that they're both so it would predate any jeopardy.
Okay, hold on. It is BS that Bev may not allow Betterow due to an appearance of impropriety, but didn't recuse herself for the same reason. Good point. Excellent point. And the thing is Betterow's not fucking stupid, dude. Betterow's not going to do something that stupid. Like, there's nothing about Betterow that tells me that he would do something that careless.
To Mr. Between the attorneys and the Karen is that
Our relationship with the Karen Reed team.
we object to. The second issue that we want to deal with is that the government is specifically excluding from potential search terms the any communications relative to the attorneys in the Karen Reed case, and we would object to that, Judge, because there's an attorney-client privilege between the attorneys and Mr. Kearney. Well, there's a joint defense issue, Your Honor, that they're both so it would predate any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney. So communications with them predating any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney would not be covered by joint defense. It would only be after Mr. Kearney was charged that there would possibly be a joint defense. Well,
All right. So background on this. We're talking about my phone and what the taint team can look at in my phone.
All right. Letteros by Betterow. Thank you so much. I really hope I didn't upset you or the chat by repeating what Chris Rex said earlier on X. It was not my intention. I was worried for Karen and H. Oh, no. You're good, man. You're good. Letteros by Betterow. You're good. No sweat. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, man, it really buzzed me out. Like if people feel like they did something shitty and they're all uncomfortable about it, like, no, you're good. Seriously, man. No sweat.
Phone. Okay. So our position is we don't want them looking at anything in the phone.
Right.
Because that's what you're going to argue. It's like, it's my fucking phone. It's private. We have a ton of sources in there for stories. And, amongst them possibly are Alan Jackson and David Yannetti. Like it's like their sources first. You know what I mean? It's like, so as my attorney, of course, like it's their job to, or his job to, he's not just going to take everything lying down. He's got to fight it. Right. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. And he mentioned something about like, let me just replay that so you hear the exact verbiage.
Right. The pre-communications relative deal with is that the government is specifically excluding from potential search terms the any communications relative to the attorneys in the Karen Reed case. And we would object to that, Judge.
Because there's an attorney-client privilege between the attorneys and Mr. Kearney?
Well, there's a joint defense issue, Your Honor, that they're both.
So it would predate any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney. So communications with them predating any jeopardy to Mr. Kearney would not be covered by joint defense. It would only be after Mr. Kearney was charged that there would possibly be a joint defense.
Well,
Right?
So, like, if what he's saying here is there couldn't be a joint, the Judge Krupp is kind of
Yeah,
making a-
like even Aiden's confused here because I'm pretty confused, man. I got to be honest. I'm pretty confused here because so I mean, and I think I got it. Okay, so what I'm thinking is like if Yannetti and or Jackson were sources or anybody on Karen Reed's team or Karen Reed herself were okay, great. Yes, because yeah. It I'm still not sure I'll get it. But I feel like I got it. Like so if there's communication between Turtleboy, that doesn't mean that there's communication with Bettero. You know what I mean? What does Bettero have to do with that? So they would have to like they're trying to prove that there's I mean, in theory, if I'm understanding this correctly, all Bettero has to do is be like, I didn't talk to anybody. What the fuck are you talking about? That's between he has his sources. I'm not privy to every single thing. I'm not just because I'm representing Aiden Kearney, it doesn't mean that he shares the information with the sources that he's sharing information to sources with me. If I'm Bettero, I'm like, you're just assuming that Turtleboy tells me everything about what his sources are telling him. What? So, and the thing is like, that's not a trial itself. So they won't even have to prove that. It just boils down to whether or not Bev thinks that's enough. If Bev suspects that Bettero, that Turtleboy shared information with Bettero in regards to his communications with Karen Reed's attorneys, then that would just be enough. Yeah, he implied Bettero is unethical. Right. I get it. Yeah. I don't have a burner Twitter, Joe Flipperhead. I don't have a burner anything, dude. I have a burner phone number that I give to people in the community. Oh, look at that. Okay. I get it. Look, hey. All right. All right, so there's that. Okay, so this hearing is going to be really interesting on the 25th. I might just stream that live. I don't know. Because I know I want to try out like and it works out for me to just do a recap. But I don't know. I might stream that one live. Thanks, Scott McGinnis. Dan confirmed it. I'm not dumb. No, I'm still pretty stupid, but but yeah, I mean, so that's bullshit. Like, what the fuck is, dude? Spanky's such a dickhead, dude. And the motion to dismiss hearing is tomorrow. Turtleboy's motion to dismiss hearing is tomorrow. Is that a thing? Is that true? Because if that's the case, then yeah, I'm definitely going to stream that. I love the thumbnail for this episode. Talk about a decorated dude. Exactly. Oh, that it's due. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. The motion to dismiss in Karen Reed's case is due tomorrow. I'm not even sure that that'll happen. You know why? Because who the fuck does Bev think she is to give a deadline? Again, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm under the understanding that that Karen Reed's defense can file a motion to dismiss whenever the fuck they want. Who the fuck is she to put a deadline on that? That makes no sense. Like, since when can you do that? Like, he could wait until fucking closing arguments to fucking file a motion to dismiss. Right? Like, let's just make up new rules. What? Let's just rewrite the Constitution. I mean, everything that Bev's done is all shady as fuck, dude. Everything. Like, she won't allow cops in the courthouse wearing uniforms. Why is that? You want to know why that is? Because any cops that show up to the courthouse are going to be in support for Karen Reed. I happen to know this. If you guys make sure, guys, to there's a very short little interview conducted by Microdots with me and Nick Rocco. Me and Nick Rocco sat there with Microdots, and I was explaining to him that somebody who follows, we just ran into some fans in the restaurant when we had dinner with Alan Jackson and everybody. And this person was telling me she knows a lot of cops, and all of her cop friends are in support for Karen Reed. And they can't speak out about it or show up to the courthouse to support her because it's a union thing. There's some sort of union clause that won't allow them to do that, at least according to this person. So, oh, it's members only. Okay, cool. Thank you, Microdots. Appreciate it, buddy. But yeah, it's members only. So make sure to become a member on Microdots channel to be able to catch that content. But it is on Patreon too. I watched it on Patreon. I subscribed to your Patreon and I watched it there. But yeah, members only, and make sure to become a member and get and support Microdots through Patreon as well. I'd say that Microdots and Turtleboy are the only two creators in this community who actually work hard at our content. Everybody else, all we do is just talk shit we go live and we talk. That's what we do. And Auntie Deb too. Auntie Deb does some editing and whatnot. But yeah, anybody else who tries to tell you that what we do is hard work is fucking lying. This is the easiest shit in the world. I just hit go live and then I fucking run my mouth and I vent about this shit. And JFK, yeah, JFK too. Basically anybody who just does live streams, if they're trying to tell you that they work hard, they're not working hard. We're not working hard. Just saying. No, it's totally true. It's totally true. It's totally true. I'm not saying it's any less important. I'm saying it's not hard work. Very easy. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, it's very easy to sit up here and look at documents, read them, and talk about them. It's very easy to do that. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Yeah, totally. Like, and even Alan Jackson was like, he was like, what you do, you work so hard at what you do. And I'm like, no, I don't, dude. I'm like, no, I don't. It's the easiest shit in the world. It's the easiest shit in the world. Yes, there you go. And Microdots just dropped his Patreon link in the chat. Make sure to click on that and subscribe to Microdots' Patreon because you get excellent content from there. Content that you won't see on YouTube. And it's only $5. $5 to sign up. $5 a month. That's it. And yeah, I know Joe Flipperhead works really hard, but Joe Flipperhead doesn't have a channel. I'm talking about YouTube creators.
In our point for us, Judge Crap, saying that there is a joint defense. There could not be a joint defense before I was arrested because I had never been arrested. So any communications with the defense with David Yannetti or Alan Jackson before October 11th, 2023.
Right. Okay.
Can't be privileged. Like the government has a right to read those messages because there was no joint defense because I hadn't been arrested yet.
So
see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
it doesn't fall under attorney-client privilege, but he's still protected under freedom of the press to protect his sources. So it's not a joint defense issue. It's a freedom of press issue. At least I think so. All right, so we got to the bottom of that. All right. So basically, Bettero's just gonna have to argue, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I who says that that Aiden tells me what his what the substance of his communications with his sources are? Makes no sense. Yeah, listen, yeah, the Paul story, right? Yeah. So yeah, and listen, guys, let's try to keep the trash talk of other creators to a minimum in my chat. I mean, you're free to your opinions, and you know, I'm not gonna fucking delete them or time you out or anything like that, but there are times where I will fucking feel the need to speak out. But if I'm not doing it, please try to refrain from doing it in the chat. Just as a favor, I'm asking you as a favor. You're free to do what you want, but because you're free to your opinions, and I'm not trying to control your opinions and you expressing your opinions, but yeah, just it would mean a lot to me if we just kept the shit talk of other creators to a minimum in my chat. I appreciate it. All right, so let me do this here. This is going to be fun because I'm going to have to go through my history. Yeah, this deadline that Bev that Bev fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Implemented, I guess. I think it's bullshit. I don't who the fuck says you can do that? Like, you can fucking file a motion to dismiss whenever the fuck they feel like it. Okay, so why can't I find history? This is weird. Why can't I access my history? This is really weird. Oh, here we go. Okay. Because I want to see this Christina Rex thing. That's what I'm looking for, is the Christina Rex stuff. That was Tuesday. I know I clicked on it on Tuesday. Oh, here we go. This is it right here. Let's see what Christina Rex has to say about this shit.
Okay, joining me now is WBZ's legal analyst, Catherine Loftus. Catherine, what just happened?
Well, Christina, I think something happened that most of us did not expect. And it's difficult because we don't have all of the information just yet. Obviously, we have to wait until we hear from the defense potentially before next week's hearing, or if there's any additional information that comes out. But what I gleaned from this, when Attorney Brennan moved before the court to exclude the ACA experts based on a Rule 14 discovery violation. And I think there has been some confusion about what that actually means. Many people took it to mean that the Commonwealth was basically asserting that they weren't qualified.
Her hair looks nice, though.
That's not what Attorney Brennan has been asserting. What he's saying is essentially, anytime there's an expert who testifies, either party is entitled to discovery relative to that expert. And the issue specifically with this expert is, or these experts through ACA, that they've already previously testified, but presumably they were testifying somewhat in a limited capacity based on the federal investigation protective order that was issued by the court in Judge Casper in federal court that the Norfolk Superior Court, both the judge and the parties have to comply with. So what Attorney Brennan has essentially said is that when the ACA experts were testifying last year, that the defense, per Attorney Jackson, stated in court to the judge that they had no prep with these witnesses. There was a reading by Attorney Brennan of the actual transcript that happened last year. And essentially what was said at the time was Attorney Jackson said that the ACA experts were hired and paid by the FBI, by the federal authorities, and that they were only allowed per the order to cooperate with them relative to getting their schedules and their certifications, things like that, but they were not permitted to prep with them. And when
this lady's a fucking lawyer,
the judge asked at that time, back in June of last year, am I to believe that there's witnesses that the defense is going to call that there's never been any communication between you? That apparently per the transcript, Attorney Jackson said, essentially that's it. What Attorney Brennan has now asserted in court is that at least it appears to be he's alleging that there is a misrepresentation by the defense because there have been emails turned over. And it was a little bit confusing about what came from the federal court and what came from the defense. It seemed to be like there was Attorney Brennan at the end clarified that some of the information and emails did come from the defense. So I'm not.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. But basically that they had been in contact prior to and had been in much more of a substantive communication, which was barred by the federal court order. what I took from this, that the judge took the recess, came back on, canceled the rest of the hearing. She said this is going to have, I think she used the word profound consequences
Yes, it gives her grave concern, she said.
for the defense as well as defense counsel. I would assume that she's considering revoking his pro hoc vice and potentially even, it's an interesting kind of analysis. For a large portion of my practice is actually working as local counsel, so I'm pretty familiar with pro hoc vice rules. And if there was a misrepresentation on the record in open court, that certainly would be grounds to pull somebody's admission.
To clarify this for our viewers who aren't lawyers, meaning that the judge would consider basically revoking Alan Jackson's permission to be Karen Reed's lawyer in Massachusetts on this case.
That's correct, because as an attorney, you can only practice in the court in the course in which you've taken the bar, or you've otherwise, sometimes after you've been practicing for a long time, you can basically swear into another court if you've been a lawyer in a jurisdiction for 10 years, things like that. Other than that, what happens in many cases, like Attorney Jackson and Attorney Little, Betterow, Attorney Alessi, they come from other jurisdictions. That doesn't mean they can't practice in Massachusetts, but they have to have the sponsorship of a local counsel.
Was she asleep when she was watching the fucking hearing? Because exactly, Lothario, there was no misrepresentation. Like, Dick had cleared it up. Spanky cleared it up. He was like, no. He was like, that was provided to me by the FBI and not, or sorry, that was provided to me by the defense and not the FBI. So the defense didn't misrepresent themselves at all. What the fuck are you talking about, lady? Oh my God, this lady's retarded. I can't believe that fucking people like give her money. That's crazy.
Counsel attorney, who's David Iannetti, who essentially states this person is in good standing in all of the other jurisdictions. They're here for a specific purpose. In this case, they should be allowed to work with the defense. I will ensure as local counsel that they comply with all local rules and regulations. And it's pretty pro forma. Pro hoc vice admissions are very regular, often more often in civil cases than criminal. But essentially, he's been admitted pro hoc vice, which means really the court is saying, okay, you can come in for this case, but you have to make sure you comply with all the rules. If you don't comply with the rules, the court has their own, it doesn't even have to be motion of the Commonwealth, it can be sua sponte, to consider potentially revoking that. And if there was a misrepresentation of that information, I would think that would be a serious consideration that she's making right now.
Right, and given that Alan Jackson has really turned into kind of, lead attorney for Karen Reed's defense, that would be a pretty...
I also want to clear up some stuff. Well, not necessarily clear it up because, understand because I know everybody's talking about it and going, oh my God, they're like, look at the two bailiffs and look at the FBI, like, who's the guy that's standing out there? Is he a Fed and blah, 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 that was at the hearing? And somebody even speculated that Bev got served a federal subpoena during the hearing. Like, why the fuck would they serve her during the hearing? That's silly. Like, they would, in the middle of the hearing, they're gonna be like, you've been served, and that's why she was freaking out. That doesn't track with me. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm saying it likely didn't happen. Stupid rumors. Like there are things about not being on Twitter anymore that make me happy. Such as that kind of shit. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Like, y'all need to fucking calm down. Seriously, y'all need to calm the fuck down with your, maybe Bev had too much fucking coffee. Who knows? Like, my point being is we don't fucking know exactly what happened there. I think that she got super fucking excited and she thought, oh my God, I got Alan Jackson. And she got so fucking pumped because she was like, I finally got that motherfucker. And then Spanky was like, Your Honor, I just want to
clarify that it was the actually the defense who shared the communications with me and not the federal government. Just want to be very, very clear about that.
And then that was it. That's it. But what now? Why the hearing on the 25th? Stupid. The fuck? Did I bite him? Did I bite him? Yeah, I bit him. Thank you so much. Don't sweat. AJ's the technique, Eric B and Raheem. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means, but thank you. Appreciate it. This is why lawyers should not be making unsupported and unsworn comments in open court. Right.
Stunning consequence.
It would be a stunning consequence. I mean, it's, you know, and the interesting thing is it has a lot more consequences as an attorney separate from the Karen Read case. If his pro hac admission was revoked in this case, it would probably be problematic for him, not only on the bar of California, but if he was attempting to pro hac into other states on different cases, things like that. So the ramifications of that happening, if it were to happen, is actually quite severe in terms of somebody's.
What's with her fucking background, bro? Like, did she go to heaven in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? And is Bill and Ted gonna mug her for her clothes so they can talk to God and retain the services of Station to build a evil robot, to build good robot us's? Every road has a thorn.
His ability to practice. But I think that's the feeling that I got. Because based on hearing that information, her taking an immediate recess, coming back on, canceling the hearing, that is the inclination that I got from the court.
Right, and that would explain her use of the term profound consequences.
That's correct. And she said not only for the defense, but for defense counsel.
This whole conversation is based off of misinformation. They're sitting there discussing something over having not paid attention, or they're just fucking spreading misinformation to try to control some sort of narrative here. I don't know, but they sound fucking retarded. The fucking both of them sound fucking retarded right now. Like, Spanky straight up, like, he cleared the shit up. He cleared it up. He was like, dude, sorry, Your Honor. I didn't mean to misrepresent, even though I've been doing it since I've been employed by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Just saying that I don't want to come off as misrepresenting anything, even though I've been lying this whole fucking time. Like, these people are fucking dumb. Or they're just assholes. Like, one or the other. They're either retarded, or they're assholes, or they're retarded assholes.
So, I mean, I took that as Alan Jackson's going to be in the hot seat next Tuesday.
Okay, so let's get one other item out of the way before we move back into the meat of what we discussed, which is what you were talking about. Hank Brennan, special prosecutor, got up there, and like you said, he was arguing to exclude these ARCA witnesses. And he at first said,
here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. 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 I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Meatball Morrissey, Sketty State, thank you. Jesus H. Christ, I have a wicked piss of Boston accent. It's brutal. I cringe when people point it out. This dumpster fire sounds like Snagglepogus. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. 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 I think we got a super dad.
How dare
Kim, thank you so much. Words of wisdom from Betero. Read the whole book before drawing a conclusion. Yeah. Oh, and my rage tweet for today, all this BS is give me more respect for Karen Reed. I get sick just hearing about it. She is living this hell. Yeah, totally. And she's strong as fuck. And yeah, I was really skeptical. Like I immediately when I heard that ID channel was doing a 3-part miniseries on this case, I was like, more 2020 and Dateline bullshit. But they seem to be, I mean, there's a lot of McAlberts in that. There's a whole lot of McAlberts in that shit. So hopefully they're going to cover this fairly. All I ask, I'm not asking for any mainstream media to paint Karen Reed into a light that she is innocent. I'm not doing that. All I'm asking is that mainstream media tell the entire story. Put out all of the facts, not just certain facts that create a narrative. Put it all out there. Let us judge for ourselves. Let the viewers who have never heard of this case judge for themselves if they think Karen Reed is innocent. That's all I ask. And fucking Christina Rex fails at that shit. Fucking Sue O'Connell fails at that shit. So far, the only one is Ted Daniel. That's my dude right there. So far, Ted Daniel's the only one. So we'll see. And yeah, people are asking, are you going to do a watch party? Yes, I will do a watch party, most likely in Discord. So Cherry's like fucking never here anymore, but you have to email Cherry with your receipt for membership and you will have access to the Discord. But yeah, I don't have Cherry's email. I don't know it by heart. I know it's like an Outlook email, but I don't know it by heart.
And that after much back and forth, he got this series of emails between the defense and the ARCA experts from the federal government.
Right.
And then he read them, and then the recess happened. And then when they came back and the judge suspended the hearing, then Hank Brennan said, I wanted to clarify, these emails actually came to me from
Yes, I have a Discord. I've had it for quite a while, actually. Cherry runs it. And it is, and once in a while, I will hop on. Sometimes there's a voice chat that goes on, and sometimes I'll hop on. Let's see, Olivia Niles saying Christina Rex thinks Karen is guilty, and she's always far too giddy at the mere announcement of anything that's harmful to the defense. Clearly, that's what's happening here. And she was so desperately hoping the U.S. attorneys would tell her their investigation was closed. Nope. Sorry, Christina. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's ongoing. Liza Little said it. I keep saying Eliza. I think it's just Liza. She said it. It's an ongoing investigation. And Brennan confirmed it.
defense counsel, not from the federal government. Was he making a misrepresentation? Was that
Now, I posted something on my Facebook page regarding the new U.S. attorney. Her name escapes me, but she's not fucking around. She's already she's already made some arrests to some gang that's in Massachusetts, responsible for some murders that took place just years ago. So she's busy. So don't expect, considering all of the dirtiness that's going on in this case, again, I would absolutely expect this to take a while. I would expect the U.S. Attorney's Office to be collecting evidence And that's going to take a while. So I'm not about to dismiss the investigation and be like, they're not doing nothing. Okay, thank you. So it's cherry_K69 @outlook.com. Somebody just messaged me that. Thank you so much. cherry_K69 @outlook.com. Thank you, Robin G. I just got that. Thank you. So if you're a member, email your receipt for your membership to cherry_K69 @outlook.com. Of course, there's a 69 in there.
Had an accident. Do you have any idea what that was about?
I don't. At first I was surprised that if it came from the federal government, how does the federal government have Attorney Jackson's emails? Although they could have been, since Acra's appears to be a contractor who does.
How does the federal government have Attorney Jackson's emails? Fucking because they're the federal fucking government. The fuck are you talking about, lady?
Deal with the federal government on a regular basis. They could have reached out to them independently, asked for their emails. I mean, there's no privilege in those kinds of emails. I don't think. I mean, that's a difficult question, but I think if it came from the federal investigation, that has more implications that maybe we don't have to deal with right in this particular instance. But I think even if it came from the defense themselves, it really goes.
Guys. This is the kind of thing, and I get it. I get the whole anxiousness of getting the federal of federal intervention taking place. I everybody wants this to happen. I get it. But you have to understand, I am the kind of guy that wants things done well and proper, not quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like if I cook chicken, I like to cook it slow because I like that flavor to be locked in and I want to ensure quality when I eat it. Okay? So I like my chicken nice and juicy, bro, not dry and fucking nasty. Okay? So I take my time with it. Think of the federal investigation like cooking a fucking chicken, dude. Okay? They want to make sure they get the convictions. If they're going to hand out federal indictments, they want to make sure that they get those convictions. So they're going to make sure to collect more than enough evidence, not just enough evidence, more than enough evidence to ensure a conviction. That's why they have such a high conviction rate. So chill out, relax. I know it's hard because I'm anxious too, but chill out, relax. These things take time. I don't imagine that we're going to see anything anytime soon because the more that this goes on, the more I think that Judge Beverly Cannoni is indictable. And they want to, if she is indictable, they want to make sure they get that conviction. Judge Bev is shitting in her pants right now. So, but I don't think, now I realize people are like, oh my God, you know, Bev was shaking because she found out that the feds this and that. No, we don't know all that. We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that. So don't be all disappointed when it turns out to not be true. Okay?
Goes to the substance. I'm not sure that it matters who turned it over, that if the substance of the emails effectively shows that there was a misrepresentation in court, what does it matter whether it came from Attorney Jackson or the federal government? I will say it's surprising to me for somebody to turn over information that could potentially,
what?
Effectively shows that there was a misrepresentation, that if the substance of the emails effectively shows that there was a misrepresentation in court, what does it matter whether it came from Attorney Jackson or the federal government? I will say
it totally matters. It totally matters. See, me and Nan, we're like this, bro. Me and Nan is like this, son. Okay? It totally matters who turned it over. What the fuck are you talking about, lady? Are you fucking yeah, you are fucking stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. Christina Rex, as much as I like your hair, and you can still take me out for a coffee if you want next time I'm up there. But understand that the person you have on is stupid and you look stupid for having her on there. Period. You're a dummy. Stop it. You're a clown. You are an absolute clown. Where's my shit? There it is.
It's surprising to me for somebody to turn over information that could potentially, you know, as an attorney, it would be, it's interesting to see that those, in fact, might have come from defense, because you're really self-reporting that, you know, you did in fact speak with these witnesses prior to when they testified.
Right. And so just so our viewers kind of know some of the context, some of the emails were things like the ARCA experts sending their resume and then also saying, you know, I will testify to this, but if you don't want me to say that, that's fine.
Correct. Correct. And it's not that, you know, the world of expert testimony is, you know, it can be a little bit shaky. I think most of us in the legal system understand that there's experts who often testify for the Commonwealth. There's experts who testify the defense. They're familiar with, you know.
Why is nobody asking? And maybe I'm overthinking this, but why does nobody seem to be asking why Judge Bev found out about this during a recess? Why wasn't this discussed during the hearing? Why was this like all off to the side and shit? Why was Brennan like, oh, excuse me, Judge, but I think you should be aware of these emails here that I have. Why wouldn't that just brought up? Why wasn't that just brought up in? Makes no sense. Okay, ex parte. Got it.
You know, working with the system, with testifying in different cases, so they know, you know, they kind of guide the lawyers what to ask. You should do this. But the problem in that, it likely wouldn't be a problem if Alan Jackson had not said that they had no conversation. It sounds like there was an outline that was potentially provided, that there were some specific recommendations about what to ask
Right.
her, or I apologize because I don't remember the words verbatim, but about,
you don't know anything. Shut up, stupid. Jesus, bro. Unreal.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Kristen from Manhattan, thank you so much. The June 10th statement in court about the lack of interaction with ARCA, essentially that's it, was from Yannetti, not Jackson. Again, Hank misrepresented the facts. Okay. Yeah. Like it's quite obvious that Hank Brennan is a fucking liar, dude. And Michelle Smith gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. And Jam Cracker gifted 5 memberships as well. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Man, you guys are really generous today. Thank you guys so much. Like, I love the gifted memberships, man, because like it's like you guys like looking out for each other and shit. That's dope as fuck. Like, I love my chat so much. I have the best fucking chat on YouTube. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You guys are the best. You guys are fantastic.
Having this sort of impression upon the jury. And so it clearly seems that, this person does have a bias. So I think we really are dealing with two things. It's the substance of whether the ARCA experts have a bias, although I'm not sure that that's really what the purpose of, the larger purpose of Attorney Brennan's motion would be, because I think from the Commonwealth's perspective, put them on the stand, and these are all questions that you can then ask them on cross-examination to affect or reduce their credibility. But I think, it was a really interesting turn of events. Certainly not one that
No, it's
I
not.
expected.
It's really not.
I lost you for a quick second.
Yeah, sorry.
So essentially, if I'm just going to boil it down, the issue is not necessarily that defense may have coordinated testimony with the ARCA experts. It's that defense represented to the court that didn't happen.
That's correct, because they weren't permitted to per the federal court order. And obviously it's difficult for us to understand what the parameters of the federal court order were, because all we really know is the representations of the parties, which was where they weren't hired by either the Commonwealth or the defense. You're not allowed to communicate with them. You're not allowed to prep with them. You can basically only schedule them and get their qualifications. So the federal court order forbid any parties from having those types of conversations. So not only is the allegation that it's a violation of that court order.
Bruh. Like, lady, listen, you don't even know what the fuck is in those emails. You don't even know what the dates of those fucking emails are. You have no fucking idea. Christina Rex could have had Julie, the Indiana housewife carp, the Mama Llama Tuesday nobody reads Gazette on, and it would be the same thing. Sorry for your attention, talks word salad. Totally, Joe Flip ahead. Now, these are names that you would see following this case on Twitter, all of which who Joe Flipperhead named here are fucking retarded, by the way. Every single name that he named here, all fucking retards. Just the lot of them. So yeah, just so you know.
Order, but also then it was a subsequent misrepresentation to the court. That's how I interpreted it. Obviously, we didn't have the opportunity to hear from defense, but I was, a bit surprised if the allegations are untrue. I would expect at least somebody to stand up and address it, even if the court didn't want to hear it, to try to put something on the record.
This isn't real.
Correct. I mean, that's my feeling as somebody, who has been in a lot of courtrooms, that if somebody on the other side is making something
they would have done that, dumbass, if they fucking if Bev didn't fucking stay the hearing and reschedule it to continue for next week. Stupid. The hearing was adjourned. Dumbass. That's the whole point of the next hearing, is so they can go, whoa, wait a minute, that didn't happen. But you're sitting here making it out to be like they look guilty because they didn't go, whoa, that didn't happen after Judge Bev got up and fucking left the goddamn courtroom. Dummy.
And that is alleging something that is, facially inaccurate. Even if the judge is getting off the bench, you jump up and try to get something on the record just to, put the point out there.
Oh my
but
God, Steve gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you, Steve. Ooh. 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 What do you say we close that door? What's the movie? I'll do it one more time. Ooh. What do you say we close that door? You don't jump up and put something on the yeah, sorry. I mean, there's times where I'm like, why don't they do that? And then, common sense dictates, well, you can't. That's not how you do it. Nobody knows the movie? Nobody knows? Okay.
I didn't hear anything like that, just aside from the scheduling. So I think that's That's an interesting kind of.
I want to get into two more things. One
Sure.
is the money issue, because the end of the emails, in the middle of the emails that Hank Brennan was reading, he read something along the lines of Alan Jackson allegedly saying to the ARCA expert something about a retainer. And then at the end of the emails, he said, and Hank Brennan said, a bill from ARCA was sent to the defense for over $23,000, implying that the defense may have paid ARCA for their testimony.
Right.
I asked Alan Jackson outside of court, point blank, did you pay ARCA to testify? And he said, no, of course.
Yeah, duh. Let me read. I've got now. Sometimes I'm trying to get better about this. If you guys haven't noticed, but I have the Venmo thing right up here, and you can scan that or just go to Venmo, and then there's Cash App, PayPal. So I got a Cash App and a PayPal here, two Cash Apps actually, and Angie's Wave sent $20 for dog treats and sarcasm. Thank you so much. And Kimberly sent $20 to stay sexy. Yeah. Thank you for that. And I got a PayPal here from Rebecca. Says, how do we know that Jackson didn't stay? No, testify to what you want. We can't discuss your testimony. How do we know that Jackson didn't say no, testify to testify to whatever you want? We can't discuss your testimony. Right. Great point. Great. Yeah, Nick, I know, dude. Like, I know, bro. Yeah, that's not me in drag. That's Click, aka hashtag, aka Spanky. Yeah, considering what they did, Nick, I agree with you. Considering what they did, the kind of experiments that they conducted, the kind of investigation that they conducted, the tests that they conducted, I would imagine would be very costly. 23K is not going to cover that shit. No way. Okay. You gonna go watch the hockey game? Right on. Cool. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you, buddy. Enjoy the hockey game.
Of course not. And I also asked, what was the defense for over 20 allegedly? Two more things.
I think that, but
let's see what my airhead girlfriend's saying here.
I didn't hear anything like that, just aside from the scheduling. So I think that's an interesting kind of.
I want to get into two more things. One is the money issue, because the end of the emails, in the middle of the emails that Hank Brennan was reading, he read something along the lines of Alan Jackson allegedly saying to the ARCA expert something about a retainer. And then at the end of the emails, he said, and Hank Brennan said, a bill from ARCA was sent to the defense for over $23,000, implying that the defense may have paid ARCA for their testimony.
Right.
I asked Alan Jackson outside of court, point blank, did you pay ARCA to testify? And he said, no, of course not.
Okay.
And I also asked, what was that all about? And he said, I have no idea.
Yeah. $400 an hour while traveling isn't just flight, layover, and so on at $400 an hour. Thank you, Nick. And let's not forget that the Commonwealth had the same access and right to communicate with ARCA and didn't. Absolutely. Because let's not forget that very looming question that has remained. Why didn't the ARCA why didn't the Commonwealth call the ARCA experts to testify? If they're in search for the truth, right? If they're looking for the truth and their job is to seek the truth, why wouldn't they call the ARCA experts to testify? Why is Judge Bev blocking? And people keep making excuses for Judge Bev. That's annoying as fuck too, because they're like, because I'm of the opinion that I think it's totally unethical, totally wrong, totally a violation of Karen Reed's rights to exclude the fact that the FBI hired the ARCA experts. Why can't the jury know that? And then the excuses, the one that Judge Bev gave, which was like, well, we don't want to prejudice the jury. Well, get the fuck out of here with that. That's stupid. Like, so what if it prejudices the jury? It's a fact. It happened. Karen Reed has rights. Why can't the jury know this? This is a vital piece of information. So it's completely and totally shady that she would block that information and then mask it with, in the interest of Karen Reed receiving a fair trial. And no, it's not in the interest of Karen Reed receiving a fair trial. Just because you say it out loud doesn't make it fucking so. It's not in the interest of Karen Reed receiving a fair trial. It's the opposite. It's in the interest of Karen Reed not receiving a fair trial. That information is vital. What's up, buddy? I know. I get it. We're not even close to done here yet, buddy. So you're just gonna have to wait, my love. Thank you.
What do you make of the money part of this?
Well, I think it goes, there's two questions. One is, when was that bill sent? We didn't hear all the dates of the email. So if this
Joe, flip ahead. You're saying, I don't care if they paid him. They were worth every penny. Let's talk about the real issue we face. AJ did blatantly say to Wolf, you haven't been paid by the defense. That's what Bev will focus on. Well, that's the issue right there. You just kind of answered your own thing here. The point is whether or not they lied during trial and said that they did not pay the ARCA experts. But why can't they? Why can't they pay for their expenses? There's nothing unethical about that. They're experts and they were testifying on behalf of the defense. So, why can't they cover their expenses? How is that unethical?
if this was technically subsequent to the February 6th email from the U.S. Attorney allowing both the defense and the Commonwealth to retain ACCR if they wanted to, if there's a bill, if the retainer agreement and bill is after February 6th, I don't think there's any issue. If it's before, I think it does, because again, they're not allowed to have any nobody's allowed to have any substantive conversations with the experts per the federal court order. So if it's prior to February 6th, I think it's a problem. I'm surprised by I have no idea what that is. So, and we don't know who it came from, if that came from the federal government. So, sometimes we are left with more questions than we are answers.
And so even if, you just put that idea in my head for the first time, if that bill was after February 6th, meaning in the last 2 weeks or 10 days or so, wouldn't it have been kind of misleading in the way Hank Brannon read it to the court? I mean, he was reading emails from last June.
Yes.
And then ended that with, oh, and here's a bill.
Yeah, I will say, so if it's after February 6th and the Commonwealth knows, then I would think that's an unfair representation for sure. The question I had was that he specifically said, we have all these kind of piecemeal pieces of information. When the judge asked, there was something else she asked about what the date was, and he said, I don't have dates on any of these. So
Okay, stop, stupid. Listen. If it's after February 6th, how do we know? Because the FBI, they're no longer employed with the FBI. The ARCA experts are no longer, their job is done. So at this point, they would be experts employed by the defense. And there is a new trial coming up. So if this payment is after February 6th, how do we know that's just not to cover their costs for the next trial? There's nothing wrong with that. That's not lying in the last trial. There's no lies there. Right. It's a fucking huge nothing. Exactly. So, I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but who cares? Yeah, these women are stupid. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, they're getting on my nerves. All right, phone lines are open. Anybody want to call in? They can call in.
Call from
Gina.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, hi, Will. This is Gina.
Hi, Gina.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Yeah. So this is just crazy, right? Bev
Yeah, the whole
getting her
thing is
panties
crazy.
all in a bunch
Yeah.
and nothing.
Yeah, for nothing. I mean, for nothing. Like she got a little whiff of Alan Jackson's ass and then fucking decided to have a conniption fit. That's what happened.
Oh, yeah. She hates him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, she hates him.
Like,
yeah.
it's so obvious.
She hates him. She hates Karen. Yeah.
Oh my, yeah. You know what? I think, I mean, honestly, I live in Canton, close to all of it, in the middle of this shit. I think Bev's got, like, she's in somewhere with them.
I mean,
You know,
it's not unfair to make that assumption at this point. It's really not. Her bias is overwhelming. Her bias is overwhelmingly apparent.
Crazy. I'm just like, my tax dollars are paying for this fucking shit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Every single taxpayer in Massachusetts should be fucking outraged about this case, and it's happening. I'm seeing comments I saw a comment just in on channel 10 in one of their streams, Boston 10, and somebody was just like, this is bleeding the taxpayer over a hit and run. This is somebody who's assuming she's guilty, and they're like pissed off about it.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't understand how anybody can think she's guilty. That is like beyond my comprehension.
Well, they're not really like paying attention to the details of the case. You know what I mean?
Well, apparently. It is infuriating, though.
Very infuriating.
Yeah. I'm like so done with my tax dollars being wasted, especially on somebody like Spanky.
Do you have to pay state taxes in Massachusetts?
Oh my God, they rape me.
Oh my God, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I pay state and federal friggin' taxes, and I pay a lot of taxes just in the town of Canton. I pay a lot of property tax too.
Wow.
It's the government is just sucking us all dry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the new U.S. attorney is going to do something here, because I'm pretty sure that U.S. attorney was appointed by Trump, most likely.
Well,
or by
that's
the
a good
Trump
thing.
administration, and they're cracking down on corruption and misspending. And I mean, you look at all of these Democrats right now who are worth their net worth is like in the tens of millions of dollars, and they're earning like $100,000 a year. That math doesn't math.
No,
Excuse me.
no. Well, they always had difficulty with math. I'm just tired of my Massachusetts just handing out to the illegals. That just like pees me off to the teeth.
Right. No, I feel you.
Yeah, but and now the governor is going to close Pappas Rehabilitation in Canton. Did you hear about that one?
That what? Say that again.
Pappas Rehabilitation.
No, I don't even know what that is.
It's a rehabilitation hospital for children
Okay.
with physical disabilities. It's a beautiful property in Canton.
Okay. What are they doing?
The governor
Healy,
wants to shut
right.
it down.
She wants to shut it down? Wow.
Wants to shut it down.
Right.
And
So
displace,
that
I don't know, maybe
everybody
50
raking
kids.
in money for fucking money that they're not earning, they get to keep it. So yeah.
You think that's what it is? Do you
I
think
mean,
that's
sure.
what the way the government does?
Sure, there's only so much money, and if people are being overpaid, and they're making money, that money has to be accounted for some way. And if they're over budget, then they're going to cut budgets to be able to continue to line their own pockets, and they're going to cut funding for things like that. It makes perfect sense. It's classic corruption.
Okay.
It's classic corruption.
That's huge corruption.
Right.
And you know what else? What else? Massachusetts, because Massachusetts is a sanctuary state, right?
Okay.
I don't know if Tennessee is, because that's where you're.
I don't even
at,
know what a
but-
sanctuary state is.
No, it's where illegals can come and live.
Oh
for
yeah,
free.
yeah. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what? Massachusetts, our governor is giving these people that cross our borders illegal.
That alone.
You want to hear?
That
You
alone
want to
is
hear
going to
what
be
they're giving?
that alone is going to be enough for the Trump administration to crack down on Massachusetts corruption. That
Yeah.
alone.
Well, I want everybody to know that a family of 3 illegals is being handed $30,000 for 2 years for housing.
Wow,
and
dude.
approximately $900 cash assistance and $900 food assistance. So I want all the American citizens out there that are struggling from paycheck to paycheck to hop down on your government. That's what I want. I'm sorry, Will. I just had to get that
No,
off my
you're
chest.
good. You're good.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Well, I'm gonna leave you with that and let someone else call in because you are awesome.
All right.
And I once again missed you when you were in my area, but that was because of the storms, and I'm a single parent, so it didn't work. But hopefully next time you're in town, we'll bump into each other, and I can meet you in person.
I hope so. Yeah, I don't know when that's going to be. I've kind of drained myself on that last trip, but hopefully, maybe things will pick up and I'll be able to head down there again or head up there again. I definitely want to. I want to be there as often as I possibly can. I'm upset that I still have not been able to attend a standout. I specifically booked my flight and stay with the point of attending a standout that was supposed to take place on Sunday, but because of the snow, it was canceled. So it's just like the gods just don't want me to attend a standout for some reason, but I'm determined. I want to go for a standout at least once because
Well,
um
you know what? Hopefully, if there is a second trial, it will be good weather in April.
right. Yeah. So the next time I do go, I will absolutely be planning to I will plan that trip where there will be a standout and make sure that I can attend a hearing and a standout.
Awesome. Well, I hope to see you.
I hope so too, Gina. Thanks for calling. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you. Well, take
Well,
care.
all right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare
Wow. Lothario, Jesus, you are way too generous, man. Thank you so much. That is I mean, yeah, I will absolutely do my best. The second that I can go to Massachusetts again, I will be attending and go again. So thank you, Lothario. I really appreciate you. Oh, lost him. Lost him.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, hi, Will. This is Deborah.
Hi, Deborah. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
Oh, good. I was so glad you're on today because I've just been dying
Oh,
about this anti-Bev thing. I mean, I just was freaking out yesterday.
yeah.
So I couldn't believe her. She thought she had AJ so wrapped up. She was shaking. Did you see how bad she was shaking? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She ran to her office so she could call and find out what to do.
Yeah.
You know, she needed some guidance. And so she got guidance because she wanted to get him out of there that day.
I mean, you don't know that. We don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know why Bev was shaking, and we don't know
Oh,
what was
yes.
going on. No, you don't. Stop
Yes.
it. Okay.
Oh, yes. She thought for sure, man, she had AJ. Oh, my God. She's going to clear them all out.
We don't know
and
that
just
for
leave
sure.
you netty.
We don't know that
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure. We don't know that
So
for
she
sure.
got her information. Well, she got her information. She ran back up to the podium. She has to give him 5 days to lawyer up. So she couldn't get him out of there that day. She had to give him 5 days to lawyer up. That's protocol when somebody breaches does that. So
Protocol, really?
So you know, yeah, 5 days to lawyer up so he can come back and defend himself.
Why would he need a lawyer? For what?
Because of what Brennan did. Brennan, you know, made it out like he paid the crash daddies. He spoke to Dr. Wolf when he wasn't supposed to.
That's
all
a crime?
that.
That's a prosecutable crime?
Oh, yes.
How?
Yes. Because he presented in the courtroom in the first trial that he had not spoken to them about what they were going to say in court when they testified. And he said he was unable to talk to them. That was the agreement because the DOJ said that they couldn't pre-talk with them. They could only testify when they show up. They could not have a conversation except for making arrangements for their room and board when they came. And Brennan put it out there like AJ had a conversation with Dr. Wolf. Then he had to backpedal.
Dr. Wolf specifically?
Yes.
And you know this how?
No, that's what Brennan said.
Okay.
In the email. That's what Brennan presented. That AJ was talking to Dr. Wolf.
Okay, but it was actually Yannetti, and yes, Lawfair is saying you're incorrect. He does not need a lawyer, and certainly not 5 days notice. Yeah, your information is off. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. I'm going to take the next caller.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, cutie patootie, it's Bonnie Coy.
Hi, Bonnie Coy.
Hey, just wanted a quick call. Just want
Good.
to say thank you for coming out again.
Buddy. Right on.
I'm glad that you were able to come visit.
Yes. Yeah. And it looks like Lothario might be funding my way over there next time.
What's that?
She is so generous, Nan. Really, really generous. I can't express my gratitude to her enough because she really believes in what we're doing here, and she's incredibly supportive to all of the creators, and I'm just really
who's
grateful.
that?
And
I didn't hear what you were saying.
I'm just satisfied with her insight. So
Right. So, I just wanted to say hi and thank you for everything. And I have a quick, just my theory about what happened the other day in court.
okay. Thank you for clarifying that it's just a theory, but go on. Yes.
It's my theory.
Yeah.
I think Bev heard feds, and then I think she got a text message from Marcy breaking up her affair with him, and then she went into a panic attack.
Wait, what? Say that again.
I said, Auntie Bev got a text message because they heard about the federal stuff that Brennan was saying, and she got a text message from Marcy ending their sexual relationship, and she went into a panic attack.
Okay. I can't with this. Like, say something.
I'm just trying to find a sense of humor in all of this.
All right, good. At least you're joking. For fuck's sake, that's
No,
fucking
I'm
ridiculous.
definitely joking, sweetheart.
Thank you.
It was a very stressful day
I was
watching all of
this
that.
close to hanging up on you.
No,
Close.
don't ever hang up on me.
This close.
No, I just had to find the sense of humor in it because it's so stressful on everybody, and I get it. So
Yeah.
I had to find the sense of humor in it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to do.
I know, and yeah, and we're gonna get through this, whatever it is. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the end, and we'll all celebrate.
Yep, we absolutely are. And I have something in mind, but it's a really difficult thing to organize. So it's kind of on the back burner for the moment.
You were talking about that before. And if you ever
yeah.
need any help from any of us here in Massachusetts, please reach out. We'll help with anything.
It's not that, like, getting a venue, that's going to be easy. Like, organizing the actual event itself would be, organizing the location, the time, all of that stuff. Those details are easy. The difficult part is coordinating the actual event itself. It would require a lot of people to speak, a lot of people to attend. And it's, I'm not sure that the community is in a state right now to where it would be successful. In theory, it might work, but I'm not as confident about it as I was when I first thought of it. So we'll just see. We'll see. But
I'm sure when things in the dust settles, we can all figure it out, and we can all be here to help you, and know that, okay? Because we're here for you, you're here for us, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So don't ever think you can't reach out to any of us standouts, all of us, because we're all in it for the same reason.
Right on. Yeah, no, we are absolutely. So, and everyone is so hospitable to me when I go there. Literally everyone, like Turtleboy and Meredith, have been incredible every single time I go there.
I would love to meet them.
I have to
yet
give a
meet
big
them.
shout out to Jason Grant and his wife Allison. They were super hospitable towards me when I was there too. They were really cool. Jason Grant picked me up and we went and had lunch. He helped coordinate a lunch with Peter Murphy. I was really, really grateful for that.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
so sweet.
Yeah. I finally got to sit down and have a meal of food with Peter Murphy, and I was really, really happy about that. And it was because of Jason Grant that I was able to do that. It was really, yeah. So I haven't given them enough love in regards
I
to my
can't
last
begin
visit.
to tell you that the standout that I am in are so caring and loving and just such an amazing group. And I'm with the Middleborough Rainham group. They are just so amazing. Everybody I've met, Tracy and Dana, and I met Karen at one point and her dad at our standout.
Yeah,
And
Karen,
everybody here
that
is
goes
just
without saying
so
too.
amazing.
Karen and her family have been incredible with me. Incredible. I just there's I have not even one single negative thought about one member of that family. They have been so nice.
No, they're wonderful. For what I saw, they are amazing. And you probably met them more than I did. And I live right down the street from them. But please know that anytime you come out here, any one of us, like I would cancel my day and come get you. I think anybody else in a standout would cancel their day
Yeah.
and come drive you around.
Tom and Scott McGinnis were super awesome with me the first time I went out there. And Tom is always, you know, when I saw him this last time, he's like, if you need anything, call me. Everyone has been amazing. I absolutely love the locals in Massachusetts. Sometimes I get recognized when I go. Somebody recognized me when I went and had
That's
lunch with Peter
awesome.
Murphy, and that person, Patrick, big shout out to Patrick. He was really nice to me too. And his buddy's wife. So yeah,
See, I haven't been
everybody
able to
was
take
really
time
nice.
off. I'm looking forward to taking time off from work. So I like go to the Middleborough Rainham standouts, but I'm looking forward to taking off some vacation time and being in Dedham in April. And I'm going to take vacation time to do it because I haven't yet to be able to be at those standouts, but I want to be there when you guys are all there and be there for Karen and everybody else. But I thought it was so funny the last time I saw you come into town, and I watched from my office, and I saw you there with the snow, and then Alan Jackson came around the corner with the snow, and his face looked like, what is this white shit coming down? I'm not having it. And you looked freezing. And I was watching both
After
of
a
you, and I'm
while,
like,
yeah, I got really cold, but I mean, it was cool because I wasn't really thinking about it so much because everybody was really nice. Everybody was awesome. So
everybody's
I
amazing
love
around here
hanging out
during
in
that.
front. Like even meeting Grant was pleasant. Like, you know, like Grant was even nice
Yep.
to me. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So I literally everyone that I've met so far in Massachusetts has been fantastic, and I love going
And
there.
and you know what I have to say is like before, and I have to thank Karen, and I thanked her when I saw her that I said, you know what, if it wasn't for you fighting this fight, the rest of us wouldn't be able to step up and fight the fight for the corruption for what she has done. Now we're all standing behind her. And Massachusetts maybe never had that reputation of being so cordial, but we've all come together as friends and family, and we welcome anyone that's on our side and on her side. And it's been so incredibly amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
And
great.
I don't regret it for a second being out there.
Oh, he posted it. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to have to wrap up this phone call because we're going to take a little detour here. I'm going to close the phone lines because we gotta talk about this. All right.
All right, sweetheart. I'll be watching.
Yeah, we've got
Thank
a
you for everything,
development
sweetheart.
here. You too.
Okay,
Thanks
great.
for calling.
Great. Thanks, sweetheart. I'll
All
see
right.
you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let me get rid of the number here. And yeah, sorry, I'm not taking any calls right now. Yeah, dude. Okay, he posted it. Holy shit. Yeah, this is great. Okay, folks. All right, folks, here we go. So Canton cover up, part 480. Paul O'Keefe invited online girlfriend to fly in for Karen Reed trial. Wow. Sends coded signals during hearing, said he was possibly drunk when he testified. Dude. Like, just drink that in for a second. Drink that title in for a second. Holy shit. Canton cover up part 480. Paul O'Keefe invited online girlfriend to fly in for Karen Reach out. Paul's married, bro. Like, and yeah, I mean, bro, Paul, dude. Paul's out here living foul, homie. Let's read this shit. Okay. Look at these texts. Oh my God. So Turtleboy writes, one of the biggest lies about my coverage of the Karen Reed case is that I have attacked John O'Keefe's family for no reason. It's no secret that I'm not a fan of Paul O'Keefe or his mother. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for him that he lost 2 siblings and has been lied to by the Commonwealth about what happened to his brother. But at the end of the day, my negative feelings towards him largely come from, 1, the fact that he brought a woman he didn't know with him to court, fake victim, knowing full well that she had made up a lie to have me incarcerated and instructed her to bring her restraining order, which wasn't renewed on January 7th, 2025, with her in order to have me ejected from Karen Reed court hearing, from a Karen Reed court hearing. 2, the fact that he has repeatedly told me he's going to do everything in his power to send me back to jail. We saw those text messages. Number 3, the fact that he is a grown-ass man with a college degree who is smart enough to look at the actual evidence in this case and figure out what's going on, and he's choosing not to because of a personal hatred towards Karen Reed. 4, the fact that he brought Jennifer McCabe, Brian Albert, and Colin Albert with him as guests on the final day of Reed's trial, despite barely knowing them, in order to intimidate the jury. And that is absolutely factual. There's no fucking reason other than that as to why he would invite them on that day. Lothario, he has the receipts. Yes. I was aware of this. I just couldn't say anything about it. But yeah, this is it. He's I put it this way. Well before I read this article, I saw those receipts. They are factual. They happened. This is absolutely factual. Make no mistake about that. There's nothing speculative about this. 5, the fact that he sits in court staring down Karen Reed in an attempt to intimidate her. 6, the fact that he made excuses for Michael Proctor during his interview with Christina Rex and presented Proctor as the victim. 7, the fact that he supported using John's niece and nephew as pawns by forcing them to testify at the Reed trial. 8, the fact that he sits in judgment of Karen Reed, who bailed him out of jail in 2020 when he nearly killed an elderly man during a midday drunken driving incident. If one of my siblings was murdered, I would be doing everything in my power to figure out who was responsible. It would be hard to accept the fact that people who I had become close to were actually responsible for my brother's death. But I'd like to think that my thirst for justice would outweigh my pride and my reluctance to face the fact that I had been lied to. Oh man, Turtleboy's stream Saturday is going to be amazing. Okay. Now I'm reading this article, so please make sure to support Turtleboy. I'm not going to pin it, but I'm going to drop his donation link in the chat. So make sure to support Turtleboy. And it goes on to say, but what I didn't realize until recently was that Paul O'Keefe was not only trying to turn his brother's murder trial into a circus by bringing the fake victim with him to court, he's also using his status as a grieving brother, quote unquote, to pick up women. Last month, a woman in another state reached out to Paul on Facebook to offer her sympathy for the loss of her brother. She had watched the trial online and had also lost a sibling, so she felt bad for him and knew what it felt like. However, Paul soon began flirting with her, asked her for her number, and has made several stunning admissions in their conversations. She realized his true colors, played along his head games, and reached out to me with his receipts. According to the woman, Paul invited her to Boston, told her he would pick her up at the airport, and suggested that she could sit with him in court. He told her that they would say they were Tennessee cousins, inbreds. Okay. All right. And Turtleboy just posted a video too. So we're going to go over that as well. He told her that they were, sorry, give me 1 second here. I want to get back to my, dude, this is fucking crazy. This is just fucking crazy. He told her that they would say they were Tennessee cousins, inbreds who hook up in case they were seen canoodling. Before telling her, I hate having kids too. Paul, what the fuck, dude? And here's the receipts right here, folks. These are the receipts. Heading home soon. Where you at, bud? I wish. Why is it so far? Last time I went to flew, I flew, but then I wouldn't have a car. I'd have to rent and deal with that. Paul says, I'll pick you up. Imagine if you were spotted with me. I'm your cousin. Tennessee cousins, he says. And then she says, Kentucky, South Jersey is all inbred. I wouldn't even have to lie. Meanwhile, I'm pushing Louis Vuitton luggage. I'm sure you look good, though, Paul says. I hate having kids, too. What? Oh, my God, dude. Oh, man. Dude, Paul, you're a living foul, homie. I'm sure you look good, though. I hate having kids, too. And then Turtleboy says the main thing Paul says he was worried about was being photographed with her in public and having pictures of them sent to me. Turtle douche, quote unquote. Oh my God. Dude. Okay. And then Paul says, I would want to meet up with you somewhere. The only problem is if some asshole takes our picture and sends it to Turtle douche. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, agreed, Esty. Like his kids, man. What a fucking dick. This guy sucks. Dude, Paul O'Keefe officially fucking sucks. Okay? Dude, I don't feel sorry for this guy. I just don't. Sorry, I just don't. Like, I am so past the point where I just don't, where my sympathy for a victim's loved one, like, that shit's gone with him. Every fucking thing that Turtleboy named, like, numbered, all of those points are 100% factual because I've been following this shit in real time. Like, dude, Paul sucks. Seriously, dude, Paul O'Keefe fucking sucks. And this is like, dude, the irony of this, which I find fucking hilarious because I'm a big fan of hilarious fucking irony. I'm a big fan of it. Is he's worried that somebody's going to take their picture together, but she is she's taking screenshots of their conversation and sending them to Turtle Douche herself. Yo, Paul, dude, when are you gonna learn, my man? When are you gonna learn? What are you doing, homie? And then she says, we obviously would always have to walk in behind the person 15 minutes later. It's one time. You go somewhere and I meet you 30 minutes later. No one knows who I'm meeting. It's not like you'll be running around to have secret meetings. Meet somewhere he doesn't live around. And then he says, even if we were sitting together somewhere, I'd want to run your thigh, but would be too nervous to do that. Jesus Christ, this guy's got fucking Higgins game, dude. Yo, Paul, what are you doing, dude? And then Turtleboy goes on to say, Paul has made it clear to her that he hates this award-winning journalist, that the invitation he extended to me in July to go on a double date at Granite Links was not genuine. Oh my God, dude. And then she says, Turtle Guy, I saw the text between you and him. Were you really going golfing with him? I was like, wait, what am I reading? I couldn't tell if you were serious with him or not. And then he's like, I'm trying. Like, so he straight up wants to go golfing with Turtleboy still. Weirdest shit in the world. The fuck is wrong with this guy? Besides being a fucking sloppy drunk, the fuck is wrong with this guy? And then she says, baby steps, you're doing drastically better than a week ago. And then, oh, okay, no, he responds, I was just fucking with him. I assumed, but I couldn't tell. Then the threesome thing of swingers, I don't remember what it said. And then this is the text thread between Turtleboy and Paul O'Keefe. Would you and Aaron like to double with Meredith and I? We'll drive. Perfect. Did we just become best friends? And then he's like, yep. Totally jumped on that Step Brothers reference there. And he's like, exactly. And then Turtleboy says, so I'm a little confused by the mixed signals. We're boys now, but you said that you're going to take me down. Down where? And what should my children be prepared for? Or did we officially bury the hatchet? Paul says, I believe I said I had a change of heart. My apologies if I came off aggressive. I would try to control that and be better. And so Turtleboy's like, so here's the deal. I can't drink and drive because of probation. You can't drink and drive because obvious reasons. Grant Smith Ellis has offered to chauffeur us on a double date. I think we should tip him at least $100. Meredith offered to cover it, but if you guys could chip in, that would be great. So then Paul says, let's split it 50-50. And then he says, great, I'll tell Grant where you guys want to go. And Paul says, let's go to Granite Links. Great sunsets there. It says, and then this is the other thread where he says, I'm taking you down. Hope you know that. You're done. You're going to jail again. Actually, prison this time. I hope your kids are prepared. I so look forward to that. So Turtleboy's like, drinking again, Paul. And then he's like, Adderall, Aiden, which Aiden has a prescription for this because he has ADHD and he takes medication for it, which most people do. I personally choose not to because I will be fucking totally fucking blank on these live streams if I did. And then he says, I don't do drugs and I'm not a douche, so I'm okay with that. So Turtleboy goes on to say, I don't care who Paul O'Keefe sleeps with, and I don't cast any judgment on him or Aaron O'Keefe if either of them is unfaithful. Their marriage is not anyone's business but their own, although it may be a tad awkward for Aaron's sister Beth, aka Mega Beth. That is the best fucking name ever, bro. Since she defended Paul so vigorously as the family spokesperson on Dateline. If this was just a woman sleeping with Paul, like the Randolph bartender, I wouldn't care. But one of the things I have an issue with is the fact that he is treating what is supposed to be a very serious and somber murder trial as a mechanism to pick up women. While Karen Reed is the one accused of not taking the proceedings seriously. I'm offended on behalf of his brother, who was murdered inside Brian Albert's house. And instead of using his free time to look at the evidence objectively, he's using it to pursue relationships with women who would have no idea who he was if he wasn't sitting in front and center at America's biggest murder trial. I mean, Paul, bro, stop it, dude. Stop it. Just because you look like Johnny Sins, it doesn't make you Johnny Sins, homie. Turtleboy goes on to say, Paul has also told this woman that he has no intention of splitting up with Aaron, despite the fact that they don't sleep together. He can't afford to not have Aaron testify against Karen Reed. To be clear, I had never spoken to this woman until February 2nd, 2025. She is not a plant. I sent to Catfish Paul, and I have the first Facebook messages she sent me on January 31st to prove that. She had been speaking to him for a few weeks prior to that, and one of the first things she spoke about was his testimony in Karen Reed's first trial. He confessed to her that he had been drinking until 4 a.m. the night before, and says that he may have still been drunk when he testified. Wow. And so she says, he says, how did I do? And she says, very well, very calm and collected, stronger than I could ever be. And then he says, I drank until 4 a.m. on the morning because I was mentally fucked up that day. And then she says, the night before or after? Were you eating a mint? I couldn't tell. Night before. Don't you get a hangover? I mean, I could drink and hold my own, but if I drank all night, I would not be able to be up at 7 a.m. and go to court. And then he says, I may have been drunk still. Holy shit, dude. So Paul O'Keefe sat on the stand and testified against Karen Reed, drunk, admitting this in writing to a source of Turtleboy's who made herself a source. He did not plant her. He did not set this up. She reached out to him. So, what a fucking jackass, dude. What a fucking jackass. Oh, God, dude. Paul wasn't asked by Adam Lally if he had been drinking, and he wasn't cross-examined by the defense. Paul would coordinate with her that he was going to wear on Reed's hearing dates, and even came up with a signal he would use to let her know that he was thinking about her while the camera was on him. And then here's another screenshot. She says, making sure I believed you. Oh, definitely. He says, yes. She says, yeah, that's why I kept saying, thanks for the idea. Got it. Meaning I get it. You don't have to tell me you love that idea again. I mean, you said you adored me. I have that going for me. And he said, I do! Exclamation point. And then she says, adore and love. I have all that going. Mr. Paul Blue Shirts. God, dude. Paul, bro. And then he says, I'll be back in court on Thursday. Now I have to be aware of what I wear. Jesus. And then she says, I have to figure out a form of communication, a signal that I know you're thinking of me. And then he says, I thought we have one already. And then Turtleboy says here, at Tuesday's hearing, a signal was scratching his chin with his pointy finger, which he reportedly did several times. And we'll have to look out for that, won't we? Oh my God, dude. Jesus, dude. Look, man, I feel bad for Aaron. I see people like poor Aaron. I feel bad for his kids, but I don't feel as bad for Aaron as the rest of you guys do. Honestly, she's up there fucking testifying too. She's up there trying to fucking hang Karen Reed for something she didn't do. She's privy to the fence. She's not an idiot. She's privy to all the evidence. She knows what the fuck's going on. I don't feel sorry for her. As far as I'm concerned, this is just one asshole cheating on another asshole. And there it is, a signal. Pointy finger, scratch your chin, or touch with your chin with your pointy finger as if you're listening or in thought. I always touch my chin when people are talking. Wow. And then Turtleboy goes on to say here, the woman Paul was speaking to had many conversations with him on the phone and told me that he was drunk a lot and would become upset and agitated when she would ask him questions that were critical of Jennifer McCabe and Brian Albert. He was especially defensive about Jen. And then here he is. He says, you should. Jen is a great person, friend, and mother. Yeah, okay. The courtroom is that small one, though. I don't think the outsiders can, or I would totally go. Wow. So what the fuck was his plan, dude? Before I go on reading this shit, what the fuck was his plan? Amanda, thank you so much. Glare, I'm late. Paul, and who is POK? LOL, gross. She's anonymous, man. There's no need to try to find out who this person is. That's not important. What's important is that Paul's a fucking creep. And dude, like, yeah, what was this guy's plan? And thank you, Amanda. I appreciate it. What was this guy's fucking plan? Like, his wife sits next to him at the fucking in the courthouse all the time. So he's gonna have his wife and his guma right next to him the whole time. Like, he's just gonna, like, kind of shit is that? Who the fuck is this guy? What the fuck who does this guy think he is? Oh yeah, Paul POK, Paul O'Keefe. Yeah, because it's her phone, so she's taking the screenshots and sending them to Aiden. Yes, thank you. POK is Paul. Yes, thank you. So, oh my God, who the fuck does this guy think he is, dude? He's just gonna, like, and he thinks, like, he's gonna have his guma sitting with him and his wife at a murder trial, like it's a date. Yeah, come on, I got the goods. We're good. The fuck is that shit? Like, this is a joke to everybody except Karen Reed and those of us who, like, I'm talking about the case itself. Apparently, this is a fucking clown show joke to everyone except Karen Reed, her defense team, her family, and the rest of us who support her. Like, this is disgusting, dude. Paul O'Keefe is a piece of shit. I don't give a fuck what you say. Paul O'Keefe is a piece of shit. I've never, ever said that about a victim's family member covering cases in the last 5 fucking years. Never in my life have I ever done that. But this guy's trying to railroad an innocent woman. And in the meantime, he thinks it's a fucking point of attraction, a way to, he thinks that Karen Reed's prosecution, wrongful prosecution, is some sort of fucking aphrodisiac. Fuck is wrong with this guy? Dude, quit fucking drinking, dude. And I'm nobody to tell anybody to quit fucking drinking. Like, Stacy Travels, thank you so much. Such a romantic setting for a first date. Shaking my head. Exactly. What kind of sick fucking mind does this, dude? Paul O'Keefe, you suck. You fucking suck. God, like, what would his brother think today? What would his brother think of this shit? What's his mom think of him right now? Like, what does Peggy think right now? Dude. And thank you so much, Stacy Face Travels. I appreciate you. Yeah, his mom doesn't care. She's probably one of those people, my kids can do no wrong. And so Turtleboy goes on to say, Paul can't come to terms with the fact that Jennifer McCabe tricked him into believing that she wasn't involved in the death of his brother. He allows McCabe access to his niece and nephew. He brought her with him to court. His pride and his stubborn nature will not allow him to accept the facts that are right in front of him. He copes with this by defending McCabe and lashing out at anyone who criticizes her. Additionally, Paul has reportedly told this woman that McCabe is the nicest human on earth and a former school teacher who drives his niece to school events, and that people should be ashamed to hurt her. He told her that Colin Albert is the most respectful kid he has ever met and only says, yes, sir, no, sir. Besides all the video that we've seen of him fucking saying, pull up, bitch, bang, bang. And Paul O'Keefe told her that he despises Karen's father and that Aaron O'Keefe was kicked out of court for yelling at William Reed. Meaning Bill, Karen's dad. So she goes on with this text thread. She says, first time I saw you smile, it made me happy. Why did Aaron get asked to leave that one day? I read about it on Reddit, but I don't think I followed up on why. And he says, Paul says, Karen's dad was staring us down and she said something to him. Dude. Yeah, exactly. I was just going to say that, Nan. I was just going to say that. Dude, Bill Reed is the dopest dude ever. Like, that guy, I got to speak to him in the courthouse before one of the hearings. This was the one about his phone. We didn't even talk about that, but we just sat there and we just talked. And this gentleman is so knowledgeable and so kind and so grateful to all of us creators for what we're doing. He is genuinely grateful to all of us. He's grateful to Aiden. He's grateful to everybody. This is a really, really kind guy. Didn't say one negative thing about the O'Keefes the entire time I was talking with him. I'm not saying he never has. I'm saying he never said one negative thing about anybody. Like, except for the Commonwealth. That's it. And for good reason, obviously. And then Turtleboy goes on to say, Paul hates not only Karen, but her entire family and defense team. He was quite pleased with Tuesday's hearing because he believed that Alan Jackson got caught lying. He called Jackson a lying weasel who defends rapists and child molesters and now a murderer, and believes that Jackson may get removed from the case for what he believes is lying to the judge. And I love, hold on a second. Jenna Hags, thank you so much. Just wait for the selfie, right? Okay. All right. Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet. Thank you so much. So I talked to Alan Jackson about Kevin Spacey because I'm a big Kevin Spacey fan, right? And he had some fun stories to tell about Kevin Spacey. You know, all of them were like good shit. And he absolutely genuinely believes Kevin Spacey to be innocent of the crimes, and he got him off from the charges that he was charged with. And I love that, like, and I posted in my Facebook group the most recent video of Kevin Spacey, and we'll actually go over that real quick because I love. So apparently Guy Pearce posted something on Twitter or said something in an interview. And this is a little off subject. We're going to get back to the article in a second, but I feel like Alan Jackson is inspiring his clients to be ballsy badasses. And Kevin Spacey is speaking out and defending himself in the public. And I want to see Kevin Spacey have a career again because I miss him and I miss his acting. He's one of my all-time favorite actors. And Guy Pearce is also one of my all-time favorite actors, but Guy Pearce decided to fucking just for publicity play victim of Kevin Spacey and accuse Kevin Spacey of something nefarious and inappropriate and claiming he said I may have been a victim. Guy Pearce said, I think, and I'm kind of quoting here because I don't remember the words verbatim, but he said I was kind of a victim. I may have been a victim of Kevin Spacey during the filming of LA Confidential. That's an old ass movie. That movie's like, well, it's like 25 years old at least. And one of my favorite movies, and it won Best Picture that year. And I love LA Confidential. Fantastic. And I'm going to play Turtleboy's video too after this. Yes, I am going to do that. Yes or no glare or what? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to find your comment here. Joe, flip ahead. Am I missing it? POK was in Paul O'Keefe was in the mirror. Can I tweet that or too far? I tweet whatever the fuck you want, dude. I don't know. I don't know. So so Guy Pearce accuses him of being of I guess Kevin Spacey victimizing him during the filming of LA Confidential, which is really disappointing to hear. Not that Kevin Spacey did something, but that Guy Pearce accused him. And this is Kevin Spacey's response to that. Right after I go over.
Oh, here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad.
How dare you?
Katie, thank you so much. Thanks for reading us Aiden's breaking news. This is unreal, but hilarious. Awesome. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. So this is right. And Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil filmed right after LA Confidential. And this is what Kevin Spacey has to say about that. Check it out.
Guy Pearce, I've now read the comments that you made about me, and while I would have preferred not to have to play this out in the media, you obviously have your own reasons for wanting to do exactly that. But we worked together a long time ago. You know, if I did something then that upset you, you could have reached out to me. We could have had that conversation.
Right.
But instead, you've decided to speak to the press, who are now, of course, coming after me because they would like to know what my response is to the things that you said. You really want to know what my response is? Grow up.
Nice.
Classy. Did you also, by the way, tell the press that...
Extremely classy, but check this out. Did you also tell the press that...
A year after we shot LA Confidential, you flew to Savannah, Georgia, while I was shooting Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil, just to spend time with me? I mean, did you tell the press that too? Or does that not fit into the victim narrative you have going?
Ooh.
So anyway, I apologize that I didn't get the message that you don't like spending time with me. I mean, maybe there was another reason, I don't know. But that doesn't make any sense that you would have just been leading me on, right? But here you are now on a mission some 28 years later, after I've been through hell and back, to do what? Just in time to stop the bad guy? Huh? Is that what's going on here?
Wow.
What took you so long? Did your horse run out of gas? I mean, you want to have a conversation? I'm happy to do so anytime, any place. We can even do it here live on X if you like. I've got nothing to hide. But Guy, you need to grow up.
You need to grow up.
You are not a victim. Guy.
Okay. So, yeah, there's that. So it turns out that Guy Pearce, one of my favorite roles of his, which was Lawless, I think is the name of the movie, written by Nick Cave, brilliant screenwriter and of course a brilliant musician. Wrote two of my favorite movies, The Proposition and Lawless, with Shia LaBeouf, Tom Hardy, and Guy Pearce was one of the villains, the main villain really in that movie. And it turns out that that role wasn't so much of a stretch, was it? Like, Guy Pearce's character in that movie made my stomach turn. I felt that he deserved an Oscar for that. I thought he got snubbed because I thought it was amazing. But it turns out it wasn't much of a stretch, was it? So, yeah. So we're going to play the voicemail in a second. Let me finish the article. Have you met Howard? Yeah, dude. Have you met my brother Howard? Tom Hardy is fucking amazing. Yeah. Totally one of my favorite actors. Easily one of my favorite actors. Okay, so let's go on with the article here. Turtleboy goes on to say, Paul hates not only Karen, but her entire family and defense team. He was quite pleased with Tuesday's hearing because he believed that Alan Jackson got caught lying. He called Jackson a lying weasel who defends rapists and child molesters and now a murderer, and believes that Jackson may get removed from the case for what he believes is lying to the judge. Not a good time to be part of a group text. And then she says, I know not to text you, and I would never send a picture. Hope you are happy with how today went. Have a good one. Goodbye. And then he says, I'll always take a picture from you. Today went well. Caught Jackson red-handed lying. All they have to do is find a hint of reasonable doubt that he went in the house or that she may not have hit him. That's it, unfortunately. And then he responds to this comment. Alan Jackson is one of the best attorneys in America. I'm sure he's prepped. She's a smart lady. He says he's a lying weasel who defends rapists and child molesters and now a murderer. He might get removed from the case for lying to the judge. And then Turtleboy goes on to say, keep in mind, Paul is friends with Chris Albert, who went to jail for literally killing a man and was represented by Judge Beverly Cannoni's brother. Let's not forget that. He really alleged killers and those who represent them, though. He also doesn't care for Ted Daniel, who he describes as friendly with Reed's team. And then here's the receipt for that. Who is Ted Daniels, and why are people making a big deal about an interview he did? Didn't want to text you, but I know you would know the answer. He says he is a reporter for Fox 25 Boston. He's at court a lot and seems very friendly with her and her team. Okay, I was out late last night and someone told me to watch the interview. Is it worth it? Blah, 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 blah. Paul claims that her recent interview with Ted Daniel, Karen Reed, changed his story, claiming that she's not sure who killed Paul's brother. No one knows who exactly killed John O'Keefe, and absent a confession, we likely will never, and absent a confession, we likely never will. And unfortunately, that's true. We just know that the only person exonerated by Newton's laws of physics is Karen Reed. This is a direct result of the intentional bad job done by police. He had searched Brian Albert's house, asked neighbors for ring footage, treated the McAlberts as potential suspects who needed to be cleared, protected the crime scene, interviewed witnesses like Lucky Loughran, and followed up on the tip that the Ford Edge was seen parked outside Brian Albert's house at 3 a.m. Then they likely had solved the case. Instead, their only option was to pin it on the girl. And now the O'Keefe family is stuck with an unwinnable case filled with reasonable doubt. There is no way for Reed to know who killed John O'Keefe, but the police could have found out if they wanted to. The problem is that they didn't want to, and Paul is probably glad they did, because the truth hurts a lot more than the fairy tale he's chosen to believe. The messages are incredibly cringe, and it sounds like he's talking to someone he's been in a serious relationship with, despite the fact that they've never met. It's like reading messages between middle schoolers at some points. As he refers to himself as her boyfriend, and has told her on many occasions that he loves her despite never meeting her. And these things are not loading, which I don't know why they're not. But these are pictures, I guess more screenshots. So sorry about that. And here's the videos that he posted. We're going to watch those. I guess I don't have to. Okay, let me just exit out of this. The only thing more cringe then that was this voicemail he left the woman he never met, telling her how much he liked her, which we're going to listen to in just a second. But I want to get to finish off this article. This is what Paul O'Keefe is doing instead of examining the facts and evidence in his brother's case. He enjoys the fame that he has gotten from being on television because many women find him attractive because he looks like Johnny Sins, especially those who believe Karen Reed is guilty. So for the next person who wants to accuse me of turning what is supposed to be a serious murder trial into a circus, just understand that is exactly what Paul O'Keefe is doing. Facts. For the next person who wants to accuse me of intentionally putting things on my computer that are seen by the pool camera, just know that I am not the one using my brother's murder trial to send coded signals to let the online mistress I professed my love to, despite never meeting her, know that I'm thinking about her. And most importantly, I'm not the one confessing to show up to a murder trial still drunk in a case in which everyone involved was drinking too much alcohol. So here is the
Hi, sweetheart. So here's the thing. It's like, I think you are so sweet and so nice and so caring and obviously like stunningly
he's drunk as shit.
Gorgeous. It's like that's a whole other thing. But I've really enjoyed like talking to you and getting to know you, and kind of feel like I do know you at this point. It's kind of,
oh my God, bro,
fucking weird, but
let me tell you something. The cringe level that's shooting through my body right now, I can't even describe.
Really like you, and
Jesus,
I know you think
dude.
I'm talking to like everybody on the side, but that's really, and I know you think I'm talking to like everybody on the side, but that's really not the case. It's the furthest thing from the truth, but I don't know, think what you want, but we don't think that, but I just really enjoy talking to you, so thank you.
There you go, folks. Let me read real quick. Joan sent a Cash App. It says, thank you for all that you do. Free Karen Reed. Thank you, Joan. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. I am going to wrap this up. It seems as though Turtleboy has a stream set up to start soon. Probably at 9:30. Yes, 9:30 p.m. And there's already almost 300 people waiting for that shit. So make sure, guys, to head over to Turtleboy's. Make sure to type in the chat Glare Raid. All right. Make sure to type in the chat Glare Raid when you get there. Bradford, thank you so much. I want the earth to open up and swallow me. Avoid hearing that voicemail for real, dude. That shit was cringe as fuck. Dude, Jesus Christ, bro. Wow. So yeah, guys, you guys are fucking fantastic. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for liking the stream. It really helps me out if you hit the like. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, double check to make sure that you're subscribed, because YouTube just unsubscribes people for whatever fucking reason that is. I have no idea. So just make sure to that you're subscribed. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that you get notifications when I'm live, because I go live whenever the fuck I feel like it. And also please again, make sure to hit the like, and thank you guys so much for all of the support. And only Nan, you are far too generous. I am so grateful to you for all of the insight that you provide in the chat. I can't wait till Saturday. I'm really looking forward to have this conversation with you in regards to all of the updates in this case. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I can't wait to hear your professional insight. I'm really, really excited about it. So guys, make sure to join me Saturday, 6 p.m. right here, because I'm going to have the notorious Nan Gallagher on, and we are going to rock and roll. I am totally excited about it. Again, guys, as you leave here, make sure to go over to Turtleboy's. His stream starts in 5 minutes. Type in Glare Raid. I love you guys very much. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.